There we go. Now we're on the main game that everyone loves seeing me play for some reason. Actually, no, I shouldn't say for some reason. I do make content on this game mainly. So, Apocalyptic Shadow Reset. Hopefully, it isn't too difficult. I saw a message about Jing Yuan not being mid with Sunday. Uh, this APOC is the easiest one by far. Really? Are we going downhill? Let's see. How many pulls do I even have? Because I haven't really been doing dailies. I have. Let me convert it. I think that's like 11. Or like. No, no, no. That's more. Yeah, it's 12. So I have 12 pulls saved. What's the second half? It's Acheron and Aventurine, right? So I still have some decent amount of time. I haven't done. Yeah, I haven't done the story quest either. So I have more areas to explore. APOC is the easiest. You should be fine. Alright, let's try it. What the heck is this? Well, whatever. Whoops. I'm I'm so used to playing Fortnite that I'm pressing E instead of F. Oh my god. Increases weakness, break damage, blah 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 blah. Yeah. I guess this. Wait, I don't have a break team, but he's only level 60, so it should be fine. Kafka, I'm just gonna put my face out team. Robin. I haven't played this game in so long, I forgot the team for Fei Xiao. Oh yeah, March 7th. And I don't have Aventurine, so I'll put like Fushuan. Yeah, Fushuan. Because my Fei Xiao doesn't have perfect crit rate. He can now do 10 Lightning Lords in a cycle. Still ain't better than Acheron, but it's cool. Yeah, I've seen. I think I saw one playthrough or like leak of Jing Yuan and what's it called? Jing Yuan and Sunday, but like he's still like he's good, right? Like him with Sunday, he's still good and can probably clear like a lot of endgame content, but it's just not enough. Like you'd think for a character who's been getting like slight buffs throughout the entirety of the game and then gets like a support that's perfect for him would be like super top tier, but he's still like kind of falling behind. But he is a good option now if you have Sunday, I guess. Like if you really just want to really like use your Jing Yuan because you love him that much, I completely see that. Um, wait, isn't Whoa Whoa with Acheron like kind of weird, or am I stupid? I don't know. Fuck it. Don't care. Follow up attacks. Yeah, it's this one. It doesn't give efficiency, so I'll use this one. Yeah, my opinion is better than Dill and Jingliu, but still ain't close to Break, Acheron, or Fei Xiao. Yeah, like that's the issue, right? Like this is the real issue, is that if you pull Sunday for Jing Yuan, you're kind of fucking up. But if you get Sunday for like future DPSs and your Jing Yuan, it's like yeah, it's okay. It's a good investment, right? But like we have to imagine that like the end game content is just gonna be so much harder in the 3.x patches. Like it's a very high likelihood. I'm skipping Sunday. Yeah, same. I don't know if I want to go for Fugue right now though. Like I'm gonna be honest, Fugue in her leaks, unless you have Boot Hill, doesn't really have that much use. I'm gonna be honest. This might be controversial. I'd rather have Lane Shaw on my team than I would have a Fugue. Like right now at E0 S0, she just isn't that crazy. I don't know if there's a V2 kit out though, so don't get me wrong. If there's like a V2, updated V2, I could be wrong. The problem is her ult. Her ult like doesn't do shit. All it is like a weakness break efficiency like ult. It doesn't add any like debuff or anything even though she's Nihility. Like I think what they should do is add like a type of vulnerability that enables like super break multiplier with her ult. Like that's all they have to do because her super break is weak and her ult is weak. So make her ult give like something similar to Harmony Trailblazer where like there's a debuff for a few rounds and it increases like the super break damage multiplier. Like I really think it's just that simple. I don't know if they'll do that though. V2 doesn't change much? Oh, well. Yeah, surprise, surprise. I need to get something to drink after this. I can already tell. My throat's gonna get tired real quick. I don't even care enough to use my ults. GG's. Her only purpose for Firefly is sustainless comps? Yeah, but here's the problem. The sustainless comp with Fugue, in my opinion, isn't even better than with Sustain. Like, that's the real issue. Like, if you don't have Ling Sha, I mean, I guess, like, it's kind of worth it. But the amount of damage that Ling Sha does with, like, her follow-ups and stuff, and as well, like, the increased, like, toughness bar damage, like, I just don't think Fugue is better than her and currently in a team. Because Fugue does less damage than Ling Cha. Okay, this is kind of crazy. The fact that Ling Cha does more damage as a sustain than Fugue just makes zero fucking sense. And then after that, sure, Fugue applies defense shred, but her super break multiplier is just so garbage, it doesn't even make up for the fact that Ling Cha hits more often because of her summon. So, the sustainless comps are just looking like not that good currently. At least for, sorry, the Firefly sustainless comp, I should say in specific. Whoops. Oh, we are talking about Fugue? Yeah, that all needs something else. They could just make it lower in cost so it can be spammed. Yeah, that too. Like, it's way too high in energy as well. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Oh my god, skip it. Oh wait, this guy has 3 phases, right? I completely forgot. He has 3 phases, I'm pretty sure. Is it better to run Harmony MC and Fugue or switch Harmony MC with Ruan Mei? I'm gonna be honest. Your best option right now is to just not put Fugue in the team. Because Fugue doesn't replace either one of those two, in my opinion. Yeah, Fugue is only if you're doing a sustainless break comp. Because currently, like how strong she is currently, she isn't more beneficial to the break team than Harmony MC or Ruan Mei. Like, it's kind of an issue, I'm not gonna lie. I truly don't know if they meant to make Harmony MC that broken. I don't think they did, I'm not gonna lie. I think 1 E from Acheron just kills him. I have a question. So I use Hunt March for my break DPS. So is it good to pull for Rappa because I don't have Firefly and Boot Hill, or should I save it? Why are you using Hunt March for your break DPS? Oh, because you're using Rappa, and I'm guessing they're both imaginary. That's still not that good. Uh, hmm. I have a question. So I use. Oh, do I use Hunt March for my break DPS? No. No. Just no. Not at all. I wouldn't pull Rappa at all. No. Rappa has a really big problem where, like, currently her numbers are inflated because everything is, like, tailored to her. But if it weren't for that, like, if you go against enemies that aren't imaginary weak, it's taking so much longer. Like Boot Hill has weakness implant and his skill ignores weakness. And Firefly also has a weakness implant. But Rappa doesn't have that. Like I believe her toughness damage against non-imaginary weak enemies drops by 50%. It just takes way too long. So I'm not sure. Main selling point for Fugue is the exo toughness for Boot Hill and Rappa, but even then she's kind of underwhelming. I think the issue is that Firefly doesn't even benefit from exo toughness all that much. Because unless you have E1 Fugue, Firefly usually isn't going to be hitting through both toughness bars at once. Like, that's the main, like, big point of, like, having the exo toughness. If you can break two bars at once, your damage in one turn is, like, doubled. But the way they made fugues, it's actually harder than it is like against Hule in the MOC. So it just isn't as valuable because for some reason, Firefly does more damage against already weakness broken enemies than she does against weakness broken enemies. Like if you like break them on the same attack, it'll do less damage than enemies who are already weakness broken. So Exo toughness is literally useless for Firefly. For Boot Hill, since he's Hunt and his like break efficiency like values are way higher, it's a lot more common for him to hit through two bars at once. So it's a lot more broken for like Boot Hill. And then for Rappa, the Exo toughness also helps a lot more. But for Firefly specifically, the Exo toughness isn't all that. Honestly, they made a mistake with Harmony MC's kit. His super break multiplier is too high, and actual break DPS. Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know what exactly they were trying to go for. Like I'm sure maybe they thought that like it just wouldn't be that strong, but it ended up being way stronger than they expected. Do you think they should have included weakness implant at higher Eidolons or E6 for Rappa? They should have put it in her base kit. I'm just going to be honest. They should have put it in her base kit. Because I truly do believe that currently, like, you get Firefly if you're going to be playing like an average investment team. And you get Boot Hill if you're going to be running like a very high investment team. However, Rappa doesn't fit anywhere between these two. Because a Firefly team with Ling Sha has no issues with Pure Fiction. It'll absolutely steamroll Pure Fiction if you have Ling Sha. And Boot Hill isn't targeted to Pure Fiction to begin with. So it's like she needed weakness implant in her kit to begin with to actually be promising. Or just give her like ignore weakness or like she still does the same toughness damage no matter the weakness. Like that could have been something else. That would have made her really broken. But they didn't do that. So she's just below Boot Hill and Firefly. But I think with a weakness implant, she would have been like on the same level of pull value. They kind of just messed up on her. I don't know. Like, obviously, if we're including Eidolons, I would have put it as an E1 or E2. They likely would have done it for an E2. Because it's a pretty broken E2 if it were an actual Eidolon. Fugue doesn't need her ultimate then. Just go for E1 Fugue and run break effect. Yeah, E1 Fugue is like really broken for your main DPS. I'm not gonna lie. That 50% increased weakness break efficiency alongside Ruan Mei's weakness break efficiency increase is a little wild. Like at first, like before we actually got gameplay leaks, I thought it would just be like a mid E1, but it's actually a lot more broken than I ever imagined. I will say though, like what you can do is if you go for E1 Fugue, I truly believe that like Rappa is actually fine. Like it's actually like fine to go for Rappa because with the E1 Fugue, since you're using it on Rappa, not only are you likely going to go against at least one of the weaknesses, either imaginary or fire, in like the mode you're using her, but because of the weakness break efficiency increase, I think in total it's like 75%. Because she has 50% weakness break efficiency, like compared to her normal against non-imaginary weak. So with Fugue, that 50% plus 50% is 75. So it's not going to be that bad if you have E1 Fugue on a Rappa team. Not to mention the Exo toughness as well. But Firefly is really the one that gets fucked. She's really the one that doesn't get that all that much value from Fugue currently. There's just not enough of a super break multiplier to make it worth it. Fugue doesn't need her ultimate. Oh yeah, I already read that. It's so bad that Fugue is actually a good pair with Acheron because SB. Wait, is it she? I did not know that. You can imagine they put the E1 in the base kit. Yeah, if they put Fugue's E1 in her base kit, then it'll be like worth it. Like you can save Rappa pretty easily if that's the case. So a lot of you people looking to like maybe pull for Rappa as a DPS, if in any world they actually make her E1 like part of her base kit, it'd be completely broken and like so worth it. Every single break team will like benefit from it. Even Firefly. Because Firefly will be able to break faster. Let me show. Oh wait, I forgot the old song. Well, if they do give implant weakness to Rappa, oh no, they're not gonna give Rappa a weakness implant. She's already out in the game. They're not gonna change anything about Rappa at all. It's about whether or not they change Fugue. It's weird. Her E1 is the OP one, where her E2 is mid, even though it has action advance on the ult. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was fooled at the beginning. I thought it would be like a Robin ult action advance, but I guess that is way too broken. But yeah, her E1 really does help in break teams quite massively because of the fact that she also gives exo toughness. But like, you know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for a break, like Harmony or just character in general, who boosts speed. Like this is Firefly's #1 weakness that I mentioned in my last video. The reason relic investment on a Firefly team is garbage, or like high relic investment is like useless, is because she doesn't have a single teammate that can actually like action advance at all. Like Ruan Mei, you don't want to give her too much speed so that she doesn't go through her ult too quick. Harmony Trailblazer isn't skill point friendly, so you don't want to put him on crazy speed either. Like nobody on this team wants to spend too many skill points, and they don't do anything for Firefly's like extra turns. Like the only reason Boot Hill is better than Firefly at higher relic investment is because of the fact that you can build like a 160 or 170 speed Bronya. And because of that, Boot Hill's able to take like double the turns. Like I really need to see something speed related for a break team. Doesn't Ruan May increase speed? I don't think so. I know she delays, but I don't remember if she has anything in her thing that actually increases speed. And even if she does, it's just way too low. I don't exactly mean like slight passive buffs. I more so mean like a character who has like a skill or like a Q, I guess. Like they could do it with the new characters to just make it a Q. Where like you can actually action advance one certain character. Or like a Robin. Make another Robin but for break. 10% speed boost on her talent? Ah, yeah. My bad, I forgot. I've been playing too much Roblox Pet Simulator. I forget the people's passives. That's why her E1 gets rid of her SP usage. They had this planned. Wouldn't be surprised. I don't mind the weakness efficiency being E1, but I want something else to be there. Most E1s have 2 effects. One effect seems cheap. I mean, I think you might be used to like DPS Heat-alons though. Like that might be the difference. Unless Zhao Q also has an E1 that gives like 2 different things. Because like a lot of harmonies in this game have like, or like limited harmonies, they all have an E1 that only does like 1 buff. So they probably made Fugue with that in mind, that she'd be more of a support than an actual like DPS/Nihility character. And that's probably why they made her E1 only like 1 thing in particular. I'm legit gonna feel like a fool in 2.7 if Firefly isn't reran. I mean, the beautiful thing is, Firefly and Boot Hill ran like right next to each other. So like you have both options for break DPSs. So it's really nice. I'm not gonna lie. It's very likely that one of the two will rerun in 2.7. Would you get Acheron if you have Firefly and Fei Xiao? Hell no. Hell to the no. I would not get Acheron if I had a Firefly and Fei Xiao team. Acheron's team is way too expensive. I'm not gonna lie, I don't care what anyone says. If you don't have the most disgusting relic quality in the game, E0 S0 Acheron is just not worth it if you already have 2 teams. Just wait for new characters instead. Oh, I hate this. Why can't it just like auto skip? Honestly, I'd like it if she gave 50% toughness reduction instead of 50% weakness break efficiency. Yeah, I could see that for sure. But like, I think they just don't want to go all out. I'm not gonna lie. I think the reason they're kind of holding back on Fugue is because they have more plans for like the 3.x patches. Because like, if they make Fugue too broken, you kind of have to think about it. Like, the break team would probably carry on until the 4.x patch is like just fine. So they're probably like making Fugue just a little underwhelming because they don't want to make that team too broken. Like, I truly do think that's all it is. It's probably just damage control to make the characters in like 3.x look better. It's weird they did a 3-in-1 banner with Robin then stopped it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I thought they were gonna keep doing those. Like, I'd much rather those 3-in-1 banners than the current like rerun banners. Like, it's just too annoying. And like, if you're a new player, the 3-in-1 banners are just so much more like better and more efficient. It's Pela, so 2.7 has a triple rerun from leaks. Hopefully. That's how it should be, but I don't get why they're doing it like kind of on and off though. That's a bit annoying. Wait, does this kill? Nope. Alright. I was worried for nothing. I do need a break DPS, so I don't know between to choose Firefly and Boot Hill if they do a rerun for both of them. I think Boot Hill is the more fun and cool character. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people bring up a good point, which I also realize, like, from having Firefly on my main account, playing with Firefly, it might be the most brain dead team in the entirety of the game. Like, you just don't need to use your brain cells at all. Everything just dies. And also, Firefly's animations are, like, not that, like, crazy, in my opinion. Like, it's actually a very good point for not pulling Firefly. She might be the most boring character to play in the entirety of the game. Aside from the fact of, like, how broken she is. But a lot of people love that, too. A lot of people love not having to think too much about when to ult or when to skill or like when to basic and save a skill point. Like a lot of people actually prefer that. I do have E2 Firefly for the auto just so I can clear. Yeah, exactly. Like especially if you have E1 or E2. Like it's just so goddamn easy. I could only get 6,500 points this Apocalyptic Shadow. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. From how it's looking at this early in with my Acheron team, I'm probably not going to be able to full start. I'll probably need to do it off stream after figuring some shit out. Wait, is someone going to die? I should have healed with Whoa. Please don't die. Oh. Like, brother. Oh. Wait, you can't restart? Wait, can you not restart Apocalyptic Shadow? What are your Acheron stats? They're like mid. It's like 2 crit rolls on every single piece. That's it. LMAO, damn you can? I'll leave it on continue battle then, I guess. I mean, it doesn't let me though. It says finalize, but that's it. End battle. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Appreciate it. I still want to E1 S1 my Jing Liu, please. For both of us, just don't do it. Please, just don't do it. It's not worth it, man. I want E1 Aventurine and as many signatures of his as I can. You want the signatures more than his Eidolons? Is this sig that good? For like, I mean, then again, there's not going to be any future preservation units for a while. Like, there was a bunch of leaks that were getting like damn near no sustains in like the 3.x patches. I have guarantee for Aventurine. I'm not afraid to use it at second phase. Yeah. Aventurine is very, very good. It might be a good time to invest in sustains. Especially after Hule. Like, if you're gonna, like, imagine that there's gonna be, like, harder bosses in the future. Like, harder than Hule. Then it might definitely be worth it. I do think hyper carry's gonna die. I'm not gonna lie. I think like sustainless comps might start dying if they make the bosses a little too strong. And there truly isn't like that many sustains in the 3.x patches. It's completely possible that sustainless comps like is impossible at some point. Blue Hill seems fun, but then I'd bench my Su Shang. Su Shang. My god, man. Isn't that the girl with the chicken? I didn't know anyone actually used her. Sustainless is gonna die even in pure fiction now? Really? Is pure fiction getting that much harder? A1 Sushang carries Memory of Chaos? Didn't know she was crazy like that. I'm healing. I'm not taking any chances. Wait, oh, I messed up and I didn't heal Pela. That might be an actual like issue. I'm gonna basic with my Silver Wolf then, so I can use it. Oh, please don't tell me my Pela dies. Please don't hit Pela. Jeez, man. This boss is annoying because the summons keep pushing you back. Yeah, I just realized that. It's like... Let me do this. Yeah, I don't want to use Silver Wolves. I'll just basic. That's enough for ult. Thanks for the shield. Can I get more of this train thing? Or do you only get this for every time you break a break bar? That's a bit annoying. The fact it action delays you even through the shield is kind of dumb though. Like, that's what it really makes it stupid. Just don't hit one person twice. Don't hit her again. Thank you. Basic. No! I thought Acheron took her turn, but I don't think it matters. GG's. Sushang can get 200 speed and her ult is 100 action advance forward? Oh, damn. I am scared for what the future ones hold. I was doing this with Fu Xuan, but she couldn't sustain it? Really? Damn. Kinda glad I put Fu Xuan on my other team then. Oh yeah, you guys asked earlier. This Acheron isn't crazy in the slightest. 55 crit rate, 216%. But it's actually higher crit rate than this because it's an E1 Acheron. So 18% crit rate increase. So in reality, this is like 72% crit rate, 216 crit damage. Every single roll, I think, is like 2 crit rolls. Except for this one. Oh wait, this one's 4. But this one's like only 4, but it's only 1 crit stat. This one literally just don't even like mention it, please. This one only has 2 crit rolls. This one only has 1 crit roll into crit damage. And this one only has like, I think that's 3 rolls. Oh no, that's 4 into crit rate. Like, the crit rolls just aren't the greatest on that Acheron. It's like a 92% CR in battle. Yeah, with Fu Xuan, it's like full. But I prefer to use Fu Xuan on my Fei Xiao because my Fei Xiao actually has like an even worse crit rate at 86%. So because of that, it's not like her relics are exactly bad either. They just like aren't crazy. I think most pieces are like decent or around like 3 rolls. But then you have like here only 2. Here only 2. Like it could definitely be better. I'm just not much of a relic grinder. You better pick up that E2. You thinking of E2? Hell no. I am not thinking of E2. I'm going for the break team. I'm good. I'd rather stop using Acheron. Because I don't have Zhao Q. You guys need to remember that this account does not have Zhao Q. So if I put 1 less Nihility, sure, she does more damage with the Harmony. But like, brother, it's taking too long to get her stack since I don't have Zhao Q. She's still strong, but like I'd rather get a new team instead if I just don't have Zhao Q. I have Fei Xiao, but no one else in the Fua team, so my Fei Xiao does no damage. You don't use March 7th? The only other person you really need in the Fua team is Robin. Like, if you don't have Robin, I understand it. But the other two, you can, like, run any sustain. Like, you can even use Gallagher and then run March 7th. But I'm assuming since you said that, you don't have Robin. You could also do Moze. Moze in March with an E2 or plus Moze can also do pretty decent. Yeah, Fei Xiao March 7th, but no Robin or Aventurine? Yeah, I feel you. You think picking up Sunday would be worth it for the future summon meta? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. Because I do think Sunday will be good for the future summon meta, but here's the thing. Because of the new 3-in-1 rerun banners, like, I don't see Sunday not rerunning, like, 3 patches after his initial release. Meaning, it'd probably be way better to just wait until the characters he's actually good with actually come out, and we actually see their numbers, and then pull for him on a rerun. Because if you're pulling Sunday now, like, there likely won't be a character who can fully take advantage of his kit for, like, another 1, 2, 3 patches. Who knows? Like, with the current 3-in-1 rerun banners, it wouldn't be that difficult to get. Like look how fast they reran Sparkle and Robin. I'm pretty sure both Sparkle and Robin reran within 3 patches, and that was without, like, the 3-in-1 banner. Although Robin actually was with the 3-in-1 banner, sorry. So it's not like they take too long to rerun after their initial release. The second rerun, on the other hand, usually does take longer. You better pick up E2. I'm just not interested in Acheron's E2, man. I'm not gonna lie, I'd much rather go for like a new like team comp, which is why I've dedicated myself to Super Break and why I pulled Ling Sha. It's because I've already decided that I'll either go like a Firefly or like a Boot Hill team. I don't want to stick with like this Acheron team. I don't know. I mean, 3.0 is a summon DPS, so without Sunday, they're probably going to feel really bad. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. I mean, guys, here's the thing. Just wait for leaks. Like, I've said this a lot of times before, but we always get leaks for the characters 1 patch earlier, meaning straight at the beginning of 2.7 when Sunday and Feud come out, we will have the leaks for, like, the 3.0 characters. So just wait until then, and then see if they're actually any good and worth it to, like, pull for. How are you feeling about the new Pure Fiction? I don't think there's a new Pure Fiction, but there's a new Apocalyptic Shadow. I don't like this Harmony Choir guy because he's a bit annoying for my Acheron team because I don't have a break team on this account. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not the most efficient Acheron player. I'll say that. Like, I know how to use a Facial team correctly, but Acheron, not so much. It's mostly because I don't care for Acheron, I'm not gonna lie. The less I care about a character, like, the worse I just do with them because I never pay attention. I think he's talking about the Pure Fiction changes we're getting. I don't know. I haven't seen anything about that, to be honest. I haven't been, like, looking at the leaks all that crazily. It's been, like, over a week since I last seen, like, the Fugue leaks. I've seen a few leaks of, like, Fugue runs, but that's about it. I also saw, like, one Sunday in Jingyu 1 run, but I haven't seen anything else. I remember when Acheron came out, she was so crazy, yeah. I mean, I'm going to be honest, guys. I think this is going to be a pattern that we are going to end up seeing, like, over and over again. Like, in every single, like, new number of patches, like 2, 3, 4.0, whatever, there's always going to be one DPS that, like, power cliffs everyone else. And then, like, every DPS that comes after her is just as strong. Or, like, similarly as strong. And I'm not gonna lie, like, people are gonna keep falling for the bait over and over and thinking they'll never be power crept, but it's just gonna happen. Like, I think it's a very clear pattern that they're kind of trying to go for. Especially with, like, how broken, like, aside from character power creep, Eidolon and Light Cone power creep is a real thing as well. Like, Eidolons on new DPSs and new characters are so much more stronger than older ones. So if they keep, like, this up, it's going to be, like, very, very difficult to actually, like, fully predict that one character may stay, like, on meta for, like, a long time. I just wasted a stack. Wait, did my Fei Xiao just do 0 damage to her toughness bar? Or am I crazy? The Pure Fiction change basically incorporates the grip mechanic from the War Dance event, and now bosses will continue spawning reinforcements, but killing the reinforcement reduces the boss's HP. Ah, I see. So erudition characters are going to go up in value even more. So are they just trying to make, like, Pure Fiction harder, like MOC, like, type shit? Like, they're trying to entice people into pulling more Pure Fiction characters? Like, it does make sense. Because I'm not gonna lie, everyone's been pulling characters based off of MOC statistics. And not, like, anything else. Why do I get the feeling I have to kill these minions to actually get her break bar back? Yeah, no, the bosses now have like 8 million HP in Pure Fiction from what I've heard. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So they're just trying to power cliff everything to make people pull for Pure Fiction units. I mean, I see it. I just hope they don't overdo it. I'm not gonna lie. That's all I hope, is that they just don't overdo it. It's Fei Xiao and okay. That's why I'm gonna build Himiko and Clara now so I can run them in Pure Fiction. I should probably... I don't know if this account has Pure Fiction. Or sorry, not Pure Fiction, but Clara. I don't remember. Let me check. It does have Clara. I have an S3 Clara Lycone on this shit. S3 Clara Lycone. How nice. An E3 Clara. I don't have Himiko on this account though. I think it's like the one standard banner character I don't have is Himiko. But I do have Herta. I'm not gonna lie, Himiko getting all those buffs was like, I did not ever expect that. Blade rerun, Blade, please, your name is literally please rerun Blade, I pay for E6S5. Wow. The number one Blade shill is in my chat praying for a Blade rerun. I'm not gonna lie, I would not be surprised in the slightest if Blade didn't get another rerun in the game. Like, he's that, like, out of meta that I wouldn't be surprised if they just never reran him because of nobody wanting him. Like, now that I think of it, isn't Blade, like, worse than Jing Yuan? Like, Jesus, man. He really doesn't have a good reputation. Blade about to become the Eula for HSR? Or, like, the Shen Ha as well. I believe Shen Ha didn't rerun for, like, over a year or some shit, or 2 years. Unless he gets his HP support, he probably won't be. Yeah, but that's the funny thing, is that we know we're going into a summon meta currently. So we're not going to be getting any HP supports for like a long ass time. If it actually goes into HP meta. At least I get to no food for another patch if they don't rerun him. Oh my god. Hey, I hope Blade reruns for you, just for you. Hopefully he ends up coming out. Blade has a really cool design too. Like, he's kind of like the aura man of like Honkai Star Rail, right? Like, he's super cool. He has some of the sickest voice lines. He's like kind of emo in a way, but like then he ends up being complete dog shit. So it's kind of like a bit like funny, but I think I'd like to call him that, the aura man of Honkai Star Rail. He's probably my third favorite male design in the game, behind Jing Yuan and Aventurine. Apparently there's going to be some HP drain mechanic in 3.0, so he will probably go a lot higher with that. Is there... What? Really? Are you talking about like a debuff on like mobs, or like an actual character? Or is this going to be like the character that runs alongside the summon DPS? I truly don't know, man. All these leaks have my mind messed up. They just made an HP drain / heal icon. There will be supports for Blade. I mean, here's the issue, right? Here's the real issue. If you truly love Blade and you're getting him E6S5, it shouldn't matter. So honestly, if you're getting him E6S5 is fine. But like, if we're talking about, oh, Blade will in the future get like an HP drain support, we all know what that means. If there's a new support for the HP drain meta, that means a new DPS will come out for the HP drain meta. And it's just like, why would you ever use Blade? Like, it's just way too funny, man. I just need them to make an HP drain support so Blade plus Jingliu can finally be meta. I mean, Jingliu's just never going to be meta again. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. You know what would be really sick? Maybe like a Nihility Ice character that could, like, if you haven't, like, similar to Sparkle, right? You know how Sparkle gives like other Quantum characters on the team like an attack buff or whatever? Like, do the same thing, but with like an Ice Nihility character in the 3.x patches. That could bring Jingliu back up like quite a bit. Have you done the story quest? Nope. Way too lazy, not gonna lie. It's like very late, so I'm kind of just chilling out and talking with chat right now. I don't feel like playing the actual game. I think I played Fortnite for like 3 or 4 hours today, and then I played a Roblox Pet Simulator for like 2 hours. Like it's just not exactly, not exactly full of energy currently. What's good, Gabby? What's up, Josiah? Aglaya's gonna power creep her since she's probably a summon meta ice DPS. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm happy, guys. Like, I've made multiple videos on this already. We have like 0 ice characters in this game. It is the least common element in the entirety of this game. Like, there's only Ruan Mei and there's only Jingliu for limited characters. Like, those are the only 2 ice limiteds in the game. It's like ice is like crying, begging for another limited. I think fire has like 6 or 7 too. With Fugue's release, I think they're like 6 or 7. Many are saying she's likely to be the Acheron level DPS for 3.0 summon meta. Really? That's it? Acheron level? Uh, eh. Unless you mean in the way like where she power cliffs everyone before her. But if she actually is Acheron level, you know what? I'm not gonna complain if she is Acheron level. I'm not gonna lie. That just means current characters will end up working fine. Y'all think Opal will be a supporter DPS? Oh, wait a second. Wait, you guys remember that vampire from the trailer for like what's it called? Like the IPC guys, the vampire? That'll probably be the next heal drain like unit, right? Either like a supporter DPS. Honestly, I'm very interested to see that. Yeah, Obsidian. Yeah, that one, that one. Or like Onyx. I don't remember if it was Obsidian or Onyx. That will likely be an HP drain meta whenever she comes out. That's what I'm thinking, yeah. Hoyo hates ice in every game? Yeah. I don't know why. They especially hated Honkai Star Rail too. We need more stone hearts. I'm most excited for them. Yeah. I don't understand why the leader is basically a kid though. Like I wonder if it's gonna be one of those situations where like it's actually someone way older and they just can't age. I truly don't know. All I know is that I'm never gonna pull for him if he's a playable character. The ones I'm most interested in, yeah, Opal's the kid, yeah. The ones I'm most interested in is Obsidian the Vampire, and I think the other one was like Amethyst or something. Like it was a guy who actually had like a darker skin complexion. Like that guy also looked like he had a very sick design. Only Opal's the kid, yeah. Opal's the kid, Diamond's the leader. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. True. Sugilite? Is that the name of the guy? Like Acheron's status. Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. When we get Diamond in 7.9. We haven't seen Diamond, right? Yeah, we haven't. I don't even know what Papeshi means. But yeah, those are the only 2 characters I'm really interested in from the Stone Hearts. Is that like purple gem guy that has a darker skin complexion and the vampire, who will probably be like HP drain mechanic. Oh, okay, that aren't really kids. Oh, I see, I see. It's a race of small people in Penacony. Who do you think is the strongest support? Currently it's probably Robin. A lot of people, I don't know, it's kind of contentious between like Ruan Mei and Robin. But the problem is that like Robin shines like crazy in too many teams. Like a Robin, a high investment Robin can carry damn near every single DPS in this game to like be able to do well in endgame modes. Like Ruan Mei is also very strong, but because of the fact that she doesn't have like some crazy like speed action advance or anything like that, I don't know. But me personally, I'd say Robin currently, especially with like because of Fei Xiao's release and other stuff. Like Robin's best in slot in Yun Li in a Fei Xiao team. A lot of people found out that in an E2 Acheron team, in some cases, it's actually better to have a Robin than it is to have a Sparkle because of the action advance. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like she's just so universal, it's crazy. The only place where Robin doesn't fit is break teams. Like that's the only place. Robin gives you 3 turns in a turn-based game, yeah. And I've seen some people will get some absolutely insane relic investment on their Robin and like in certain like speed tuning on their team, and they can do like 3 Robin ults in a row, like instantaneously every single time. Like obviously it takes some luck with like a quid pro quo on your sustain or something, but it's like you just can't do something that crazy with like anyone else in this game. Why do I feel like Obsidian will be fire, destruction, and HP based? Mm, fire. It could be possible, but I'm not sure. Like, there isn't really an element that really, like, represents, like, I think it's possible she could be physical if I'm being honest. Like, I do think that's possible. But, again, unlikely. We haven't had a physical DPS on the top of the meta in quite a while. But yeah, there isn't really an element that really fits a vampire in this game. Firefly will be a fire and planter support. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if like another break DPS comes out that's fire related, and they end up being way more broken than Firefly, but like they don't have weakness implant, so you just run Firefly with them. I guess only an E1 Firefly would work though, because that would be a little too many skill points. Firefly's the new Silver Wolf for Mono Fire. I mean, that's the crazy thing though. Like when you really think about it, a Firefly, like as a support for weakness implanting, is actually like better than Silver Wolf if you're like purposely trying to do fire, cuz it'll always be fire and she'll always hit the weakness implant on every single skill. Honestly, I feel like we won't get any more break related characters now. Fugue might be the last. I don't agree. I'm not going to lie. Like I think we might just have another Zhao Q situation where they just like fit a new character in that helps older team comps. Like I think that's just how it's gonna be. Cause Break is relatively new. You guys need to remember, Break has only been a thing since like 2.3. 2.3 is when Firefly came out, and you could finally make like fully like comfortable Super Break teams. Like Break Effect, sure, was already before with Boo Hill, but Boo Hill wasn't always able to fully take effect of Super Break. But Firefly was. When does V2 release for Fugue? Honestly, I have no clue. They almost never change things in V2 though, which is the thing. So I wouldn't be all that excited to like wait for V2 kits, because they almost always like just barely change it. Yeah, that's why I think Firefly will retain some value. Yeah, exactly. Like the Super Break comp, like being meta, has only been for like 4 patch. Oh, sorry, um, yeah, 3 patches. So only 3 patches we've had Firefly comp out. So I do think I see more break related supports coming out in the future. Because it's an entirely new archetype, right? It's not like Aggron, where like it's only specific to her, like her ult, where you like apply debuffs in order to be able to use her ult. It's like an entire archetype of damage that can be used by like a lot of characters in the game. So I don't see them letting go of that. We might get a summon type break character. I'd love to see that. You know what would be crazy though, guys? You know what would be crazy? Like a summon support for break. Because does Linkshaw's Fu Yuan counts as a summon, right? Like that could make Linkshaw a lot more broken. Yeah, I want them to do something about Fugue's ult in V2 or V3. I talked about it like very early in the stream. I want to see them just add a super break increase multiplier on her ult. So like because she's Nihility, just apply a debuff after using ult to increase super break damage. And it's like for limited turns. Like literally an exact copy of Harmony Trailblazer's ult just to fit Fugue. Because otherwise, I'm not gonna lie, I don't see why anyone would pull her currently. Unless you go for her E1 is like very, very like strong. But if you're not going for E1, I just don't see it. I'm just gonna be honest. Sunday plus Lingshaw is kind of crazy, not gonna lie. Yeah, against Fire Weak enemies, that could actually be pretty broken. We'll be grabbing Linkshot on her rerun. Lost my 50-50, so I couldn't get her. Oh, that sucks. I feel you, brother. I'm someone who's lost many 50-50s in a row. The Rappa versus Firefly thing is very annoying with so many content creators making rage bait. What's the Firefly versus Rappa thing? Is it like people just comparing the two? Or like I don't know if there's like a drama surrounding it because I haven't been watching like gotcha videos at all recently. Like the only gotcha videos I've seen are just leaks on Fugue and Sunday. Yeah, directly comparing. Yeah. I mean, if I'm going to be honest, if you look at overall value, if it weren't for Ling Sha, then Rappa would actually be like a very solid choice. Because we already know with leaks that like they're going to be buffing the Pure Fiction to make it more difficult. So if you didn't have Ling Sha or even currently don't have Ling Sha, honestly, Rappa would be like a decent pickup. And especially if you get E1 Fugue, because of E1 Fugue giving a weakness break efficiency increase, it makes the fact that Rappa has like decreased weakness break efficiency against non-imaginary weak enemies not as big of a deal. So like you really can make Rappa work, and honestly, maybe in the future she may be like overall better than Firefly. But I do think currently, if you have Ling Sha, Firefly is probably the better overall pick. But at the end of the day, I think both are gonna clear content just fine. So I don't really see like a point. Firefly on single target works fine. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I've been noticing like I've seen a few like leaked gameplays with like the sustainless comp with like Fugue and the other. Like Firefly was doing like 400 or 500k on a single enemy that was weakness broken. Like that's really good for a destruction character. That's practically like boot hill numbers. Rappa, Ruan Mei, Fugi, one will go crazy. However, I want Firefly to brute force content. Yeah. Like the biggest weakness of Rappa is just a weakness implant, man. I'm not gonna lie. If you don't have E1 Fugue, that's just a little annoying. Because it will take you like twice the amount of cycles against non-imaginary weak enemies. And if they don't have fire. Because we all know you can run like Fugue or Ling Sha to do like fire toughness bar damage. But if they're not weak to like either of them, then it's just like, oh fuck. It's not gonna feel too good. If Blade has 1 million fans, then I am one of them. If Blade has 10 fans, then I am one of them. If Blade has only 1 fan, that is me. If Blade has no fans, then that means I'm no longer on the earth. Hey, I respect the dedication. I honestly wish I had a Blade. Like, I really do wish Blade was, like, strong. Because I'm such a meta slave. I'm not gonna lie. Like, even though I love, like, character designs and all that stuff, if a character isn't all that good or up to par these days, I just won't pull for them no matter how much I actually like them. Because Blade is just such a cool fucking character, man. Blade, Shill, and Blade fan. Firefly and Link Shaw would be an amazing team together, but I'm not sure because would there be a skill point issue though? I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of people have brought up the skill point issue with running Link Shaw alongside the team, but like I personally haven't been able to test it, right? But I've seen a lot of E0 Firefly like runs on like MOCs and pure fictions with Ling Sha. And I feel like so long as you know how to manage your skill points, there isn't actually a skill point issue. Cause you only have to use Ling Sha's skill, I think like once every 2 or 3 turns. Meaning she's actually like skill point positive. So unless you're like trying to spam E to action advance Fuyuan every single time, like I think you're just fine. I'm waiting for a DPS that has alternative energy like Acheron, but runs off of skill point regen. It would make Sparkle great again. Oh yeah. Sparkle currently is the shittiest Harmony in the game. She just doesn't fit in any of the top teams. She doesn't fit in a Fei Xiao team. She doesn't fit in an Acheron team. She doesn't fit in a Break team. And even at E2, like, it's debatable currently whether Robin or Sparkle is better for Acheron. Because people found out that, like, with way better speed tuning on a Robin, you can actually, like, make Robin very strong on an E2 Acheron team. I won Sparkle hoping I'd lose the 50-50. Brother, I feel bad, man. I'm sorry you had to go through that. uh, Sparkle is just, I don't know, man. Like, if you think about it, right? All they have to do to make Sparkle great again is make a Quantum DPS that eats skill points similar to Dill. But, like, obviously he's stronger since he's a new DPS. Like, that would probably bring Sparkle back in the meta again. But, like, we just don't know if they're going to do that is the thing. I wish I pulled on Xiaoqiu instead. I feel you, brother. I feel you. Yeah, so Mono Quantum will be good again. I mean, even then, I would say, like, Mono Quantum wouldn't be, like, the best choice probably for a new DPS. Especially since we're going in the 3.x patches, they'd probably be, like, summon-based. So you'd run, like, Sparkle, Sunday, and then, like, someone else. Like, I don't see you using, like, Silver Wolf or fucking anyone else. I think Mono Quantum will be off meta but viable. I don't know. I don't see. I mean, yeah. If with a new DPS for sure. I mean, I have Xiaoqiu but no Acheron. Last time I built Pity but got him 10 pulls but don't have Acheron. Damn. Are you planning on pulling for Acheron Mesh? Because if not, damn. Xiaoqiu only really like at E0, he's only really like a best in slot for the Acheron team. He's not a best in slot anywhere else. Currently struggling to clear pure fiction. I could pull Acheron's Lycone. I have her, but she's struggling to clear in pure fiction. Or I could pull Rappa E0 S0. Which one should I pull? Rappa. Rappa's gonna help you way more than an Acheron Lycone probably. Actually, Do you have Ling Shaw? If you don't have Ling Shaw, I understand. But if you have Ling Shaw, you could probably like max clear Pure Fiction pretty easily. Because I max cleared Pure Fiction with my Fei Shao. Because I had Ling Shaw on the team. Are you thinking about getting Fugue's Lycone? Hell no. To the no, no, no. I will never pull on a Lycone banner, brother. It's just not worth it for someone who doesn't spend money on the game. If you spend money, sure, it's probably worth it because of the vulnerability that it gives, but otherwise, I'm just not interested. Yeah, I got 40k. I got max score on the second node with a Fei Shao team, only because I had Ling Shaw. I don't have Ling Shaw, sadly. Lost the 50-50. Oh my god, we're all losing 50-50s, aren't we? It's just a beautiful game. Everybody can just relate to each other. I pulled Dot instead of Fei Xiao and Robin. Oh my god, what is going on in my chat? You pulled. Did you pull Black Swan and Kafka over Fei Xiao and Robin? Oh my goodness. I commend you, brother. I commend you. That's for sure. Yeah, if you're free to play characters or a smarter investment, yeah, exactly. Like as someone who's lost two 75-25s in a row on the Lycombe banner, um, I truly would never wish on the Lycombe banner as a free to play. It's just not worth it. Like this is the one thing that I'll give like Wuwa so much props for. The fact that that weapon banner is guaranteed in that game, oh my goodness. A game changer for free to plays. But in this game, it's just not the greatest. I'll say that for sure. Wait, what is my pity at? Am I not at like 40 pity or something? I'm not gonna pull, but I think I'm at like 40 pity. I'm at 43. I was trying to get a Ling Shaw E1. I forgot about that because her E1's really broken. I lost my Ling Shaw 50-50, but it was for Himiko, so it wasn't that bad, right? While that does suck, and that actually is kind of bad, it's also not bad at the same time because Himiko lately has been incredibly universal because of the fact that you've been able to use her in like Super Break, and she's good in Pure Fiction. Like honestly, Himiko's value has just been going up every single patch. I don't know how, but like unlike Mid Yuan, Himiko actually has probably like more value than a Mid Yuan currently. Hello, what's up, Julian? Dot will probably be something useful in 4.0. 4 fucking point oh, man. Another fucking year. I can't wait a year and a half until Dot becomes meta again. uh, I shouldn't be laughing considering this account has Dot Premium. Oh my god. The Dot Cope is such a real thing, man. Just wait until DOT crits. Yeah, I'm still waiting. DOT in 4.0. 4.0 is crazy work. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. 4.0. I'm pretty sure 4.0 is probably when we're gonna get the fake collab characters and like the fake collab planet. How are you doing? I'm doing good. How about you, Julian? I was in a shitty situation. I was fishing for E1 Robin through singles. Couldn't make it to the end of her banner. Decided to go for Link Shaw, but then lost the 50-50. That fucking sucks. God damn. Oh, my W key on my keyboard is glitching. You guys see that? Like how my character sometimes like stutters? Yeah. I hate this keyboard, man. I pulled Swan, then pulled on Robin and Kafka, but pulled more on her. I uploaded the video. What's funny is I won every 50-50 since I started it. since I started it, I have one of the most random characters like Topaz and Sparkle. You might have like the most like exotic account in the game then. Like from the way it sounds, you might have like a fucking exotic account. Like an account like no other. So what element do you guys think the yearly dog character will be? We did get leaks like one or two patches ago. I remember seeing it. It was leaked that the next Nihility character was actually going to be Wind. Like it was a leaked Wind Nihility character. So like similar to like Black Swan. I don't know. It wasn't leaked if they were going to be like a DPS or anything though. It was only their character model and their element that was leaked. So it's actually likely we'll get a dog character in the 3.0 patches. Yeah, like Black Swan, yeah. Do you think you'll still be playing Honkai Star Rail around the time the fake comes around? I truly don't know. Like, I feel like as a kid, like playing games was like very serious to me. I used to be like decently addicted as a kid, but these days I'm not like addicted to games anymore. So it truly just depends on my life situation at the time, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like there are times when I'll take a break from games and social media. Like I've been doing this for years. So what I do is I'd like come back to a video game or like whatever for like a few months, 3, 4 months. However, whenever it starts like actually like getting to my head or like affecting my mental health, I'd literally like delete every single social media and game for like 3 or 4 months. And like I do this like a repeating pattern over and over again to make sure I was like as healthy mentally as possible. Says he plays Fortnite for 4. Yeah, exactly. Lately I've been but Fortnite is a very on and off thing. Like if you were to look at my Fortnite tracker of like my Fortnite account, you'd see that for like 3 or 4 seasons in a row, I barely played the game. And then like one season I'll put like 80 hours in, and then the next season I'll have like a few hours only. I'm very on and off with video games is the problem, and like social media in general. Pet Simulator, yup. Hey guys, you can't blame me, bro. Pet Sim 99, it might be the next up and coming game. All I'm saying. It's actually crazy how many active players those games have too. Like how in the world does a single Roblox game have 100K active players? Like that's more than I think that would make it in like the top 20 Steam charts. Some of my friends told me that gacha games are starting to become boring these days. They are. They've always been boring, I'm not gonna lie. Um the reason I find Honkai Star Rail kinda fun is simply because of all the different like combat mechanics from the fact that it's turn based. But like Genshin and Wuwa, the main reason I don't play those two is because they got so boring. Like they aren't turn based, so you aren't actually forced to like really face a challenge. It's just you spam the same 3 or 4 buttons, and then it's just that's it. Hey bro, it's 3 a.m. I'm gonna log off. Have fun crashing out on Fortnite and crashing the stream. I appreciate that, Ben. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you have a good night. But yeah, gacha games in general are just, I don't know. Like I know I'll probably get a lot of hate of this because I've seen MTash get a lot of hate for this. Like MTash very clearly doesn't really like gacha games all that much, the same as me. And people in his comments are always like, "Oh, the guy who hates gachas playing a gacha again," and it's just like, people don't understand it, man. Like these gacha games are casual. I think that's the main appeal of them, right? They're incredibly easy, but it takes a month and a half to update, and you go through an update within a few days. That's like the only issue. Then you spent an entire month just logging on for 5-10 minutes a day to farm relics. Like that's where it's like really boring, right? When there aren't any new characters coming soon, or like there's a dead patch, like that'll really make you question like why the fuck am I playing this game? That's because the audience that he had built is around Hoyoverse. Yeah, I know, but like he started making videos on gacha content. But like, I don't hate gacha games like MTash does though. I do think MTash is a little spoiled in terms of his luck because of the insane luck that he's had as a free to play. Whenever he doesn't get lucky, you can like notice like he's not happy. Like it's completely understandable, but like it makes him want to quit the game if I had to guess. Whenever he isn't lucky on a banner. I feel like Genshin has too much to do, and unless you're really enjoying exploring every corner of the map, the game's not going to be enjoyable. Yeah, like a big reason why I loved WoW was actually the graphics. Like it didn't really have anything necessarily to do with gameplay, even though I will say WoW's like overworld like movement and exploration is way smoother and faster than Genshin's, which made it significantly more enjoyable for me. However, like just the graphics and how beautiful like the Wuwa areas look would literally like this is how I started making videos on gacha content. Like when I started making videos on Wuwa, it would just be me walking around the world of Wuwa. Now I do it on Honkai Star Rail because I'm not playing Wuwa. But that's actually where I got this thing of like walking around and talking from is because I do it on Wuwa while like looking around at the beautiful areas. Had to buy that blue Brad and Wuwa because I'm unlucky as fucking pulling 4 stars. Uh, I do spend a tad bit of money though, but I only do that if I only spend on the express pass. I also bought the battle pass, like the last one, like 2 days before it left, so that I could get the extra pulls in case I like lose a 50-50 or something. Because I believe the battle pass gives 9 pulls, like limited ones. If I didn't win every 50-50 or win my Cope Dot team, I would want to quit too. Yeah, exactly. Like, you have to think about it, right? Like, let's say you're a new player or something like that, right? And you save for like an entire patch so you can finally get a 5-star character after like one patch. And then you lose the 50-50. Like, I'm going to be honest, I would quit the game too. Like, that just doesn't feel good. Now, of course, that's unrealistic because at the beginning of the game, there's so many quests to do that you can get multiple 5 stars. However, that's just an example. Like, if you're, like, decently into a game and you lose a 50-50 as a free-to-play, you're just stuck waiting for another patch before you can actually pull again. Like, it's incredibly annoying. Yeah, if you're free-to-play, it's really demotivating to lose 50-50s. Yeah, exactly. Like, this is why I almost quit Honkai Star Rail before my friend let me like use this account. Because my main account, I lost 6 50-50s in a row. And I lost 2 75-25s in a row. I lost Acheron's Lycone and I lost on Yun Li's Lycone. I lost on Ruan Mei. I didn't lose on Firefly, luckily. But everyone before that, like Sparkle, I lost a 50-50 on. Every single person I was just losing 50-50s on. And it made me want to quit the game so bad because I didn't have any characters to experiment with. And then people in my comments would be like, oh, if the game gave you every character, that would make the game boring for you. And I can tell you right now, that shit is the biggest lie anyone has ever said. Because the moment I stepped into my friend's account, I haven't gotten bored of this game once. Like, not once. Even if I do lose a 50-50, I would never be bored. Like, it's just so nice being able to have so many different teams and characters to test and play with. I'm really sorry to hear that. It's all good. Don't feel sorry. Those who said that 100% got paid to shill, no doubt. I'm gonna be honest, it's just like people who hardcore like are diehard fans for a game. Like they did this in Genshin. People were complaining about polls in Genshin, and then like diehard fans were like, "Oh, all you guys want is to be spoiled with a ton of polls and 5-star characters." And then Honkai Star Rail, when Honkai Star Rail came out, Honkai Star Rail fans were making fun of Genshin fans for coping because of this. And then when Wuwa came out and they gave like a ton of polls at the beginning, Honkai Star Rail fans were like, "Oh, you don't need that many polls." Like it's just a repeating cycle where like it's just the die-hard fans of a game basically. Yeah, if you have proper team setups, losses don't hurt that much compared to earlier when I was playing. Yeah, exactly. Like if I lose on, let's say I lose the 50-50 on Firefly. Oh well, I don't fucking care. I still have an Aggron team, I have a Dot team, I have a Fei Shao team. Like I don't even care if I lose a 50-50 all that much. It'll suck, but I can still clear all the endgame content anyways. Like a lot of free to plays who are just starting out don't have that option. If they lose a 50-50, that's going to set them back an entire patch from being able to make a full team comp. Like still pretty wild that we got a free doctor ratio. Yeah. A lot of people were expecting another free 5-star after I think Honkai Star Rail won one of the awards. But like I knew they weren't going to do that again. They only did it cuz it was the beginning of the game. I'll be honest though, guys, not losing 50-50 means you get no standard characters. Haha. I want some of the standards. I mean, the only standard character where it's actually like, oh, I lost the 50-50, but I don't really care is Bronya. Like, Bronya and Himiko are the only worth standards, but Bronya is like a tier above Himiko. Where it's like, oh, I got Bronya as a new character. I can use this on, like, let's say a Boot Hill. Like, if you're a new player and you get Bronya, you can pull for Boot Hill. And then build your Bronya very well. We might get a free Sunday joke. Yeah, there was a lot of people saying that like a few weeks ago, but then it was leaked that they were wrong. Bronya carried me so hard. Yeah, Bronya is such a like Bronya has just been aging like incredibly well. Bronya and Himiko. Like I'm not gonna lie, I see Bronya used more than Sparkle these days. That's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. Like when Sparkle came out, everybody was calling her like better Bronya and like Bronya power creep. But like Bronya is still up there, man. Seeing people lose their shit over Acheron going down a tier is the funniest thing I ever seen. It's just not surprising. Like you have to think about it, right? An E0 S0 Acheron at average relic investment is probably worse than a Fei Shao team at average relic investment. And it's worse than any of the break teams at average relic investment. Because at average and low relic investment is where the break teams actually shine. So unless you have like Acheron's Lycone and better relic investment than average, it's just not gonna be like that crazy. I would use Bronya over my Sparkle. Yeah, a lot of people would. Sparkle has been like the biggest failure of Harmony Limited so far. Like Sunday's gonna be for the future meta. Ruan Mei is obviously a must pull basically. Robin, I'd argue, is also a must pull. Sparkle is like least pull. Every single team she's like best in is like outside of the top 5 teams in the game. Built my Bronya after got Fei Shao. She's pretty good for her. Yeah, Bronya also fits there. Especially if you have E4. I think E4 Bronya has like a follow-up, right? Yeah. After any other allied character uses a basic attack on an enemy that has wind weakness, Bronya will immediately launch a follow-up attack. So this is actually like pretty huge for Fei Shao stacks if you have an E4 Bronya. I run Dot and follow up and get more mileage from Himiko because of Super Break and Pure Fiction. Yeah. Himiko right now is really good with Super Break and Pure Fiction. I really hope I get her on the standard banner. Is this a Rappa Lycone? Is it broken or? Oh, I see. It has nothing to do with rap on the slightest. Why the heck does Bronya have follow up aging like fine wine? Yeah. That's what, like, I didn't even know about her E4 being that broken until Fei Xiao came out. Like, people started doing E4, like, Bronya showcases, and man, like, that can actually make a huge fucking difference. Blade Lycone, Blade Lycone? Like, Jesus. Like, what? He can now dispatch in 7 cycles instead of 8? Like, holy shit, what is even the point of releasing that? Honestly, outside, Fei Xiao, E4 is trash. Yeah, I know. It's just like a very niche E4 that ended up being good. Clara would be nice for physical coverage. I only have one limited sustain, so getting Bailu or Japard wouldn't be such a meme. I mean, you could also get Boot Hill, because Boot Hill will probably, like, if you need physical coverage, Boot Hill will probably be, like, soon. Unless you're talking about pure fiction, then yeah, I could see Clara being, like, that girl. Actually, what are Clara's Eidolons? Are they any good? Eh. I mean, yeah. Like, the Eidolon power creep is so real, guys. It is so fucking real. Like, oh my god. It's... Like, this is a Kafka E1. So it increases dot received by the target by 30% for 2 turns. Like, if you compare this to Firefly's E1, oh my goodness. It's not even close. Booho can also brute force through the weakness implant? Yeah. Yeah, I've seen. Like, if you have a full E1 team of, like, the dot premium team, it's really strong. Like, E1 Huohuo gives a speed buff. E1 Black Swan, I think, is, like, increased res pen or something like that. Let's see. Oh, no, never mind. It just reduces their res by that much. So it's not res pen. But yeah, like, the full E1 dot premium team is actually, like, decently strong. E1 to E2 Bronya is pretty much the most solid you can get her, plus her Lycone, yeah. That's the only thing I'm missing, and I kind of want her Lycone. It would be nice to have. Instead, I'm using this one. Past and future. It's really strong follow-up compass right now, which is making face out, yeah. Imagine all the people who have lost 50-50s to the point of E6ing Yang King. Bro, is he the worst, like, 5-star in this game? Like, it might actually be like a good argument for Yang King being the worst 5-star in the game. Because, like, Bailu is at least a sustain. So at the beginning of the game, you can for sure use her. Clara, physical destruction, like, useful. Preservation. Good harmony. Welt actually has some, like, niche displays where he can, like, 1 or 2 cycle. Himiko is one of the most universal right now. And then Yang Qing is just fucking Yang Qing. It's like, wow. Yeah, the worst 5-stars mid Yuan. I'd honestly say that Yang Qing is worse than Blade and Jing Yuan. Like, it's actually so bad. It's hilarious, like, too. Like, seeing from the last event, like, 2.5, when he, like, beat Hulei's ass. Like, he's supposed to be strong in lore, but he's just not in game. Should I pull for Aventurine to replace my Luocha? Mainly using Luocha for dot team at the moment. Um. No. I mean, yes and no. Like, I'd obviously pull for Aventurine for that better sustain, but for the dot team, I don't think Aventurine does anything for the dot team. Like, his ult gives crit damage vulnerability, which is completely useless to the dot team. Like, all he's really going to be doing is preserving. Does Aventurine have anything that even helped the dot team? Get Huohuo, yeah, but Huohuo already re-ran, so I don't think he has him. Or her. He's just, like, stuck with Luocha. Like, if you're talking about specifically for your dot team, then hell no, don't get Aventurine. But if you're just talking in general, Aventurine's, like, the best sustain in the game. If you have his Lycone, he gives love vulnerability. Oh, I see. Yeah, but I don't think they're going to get his Lycone. But in general, nope, yeah. Nope, to be honest about Aventurine, yeah. Because, like, the main, like, big point of Aventurine is the stacks, like, the fact that he hits, and fucking crit damage vulnerability from his ult. And, like, those are both almost completely useless on a dot team. My best score in APOC Shadow Side 2 is with Aventurine because he chips Fantilia's toughness bar way better than Whoa. Oh, I see. So he's actually good in this APOC. Lingshaw would have been better in a dot team, to be honest. Actually, yeah, you're right. Lingshaw would have been better. But they probably couldn't have gone Lingshaw considering. Avon is just best in slot for follow-up? Yeah, best in slot for follow-up and best in slot for Acheron. And then, like, overall, his sustainability is just the best in the game. The problem with Sparkle is that we haven't gotten a DPS that uses a lot of skill points in a while. Just use her with Argenti, Huohuo, and Tingyun, yeah. She just can't take advantage of any of the top-tier DPSs. Which, like I've said before, like, if they bring out a new Quantum DPS at 8 skill points, then that straight up skyrocket her again. But until then, it's like, she's just not worth pulling in the slightest. I got so much hate for my Sparkle videos, man, and I really don't understand why. Like, why would anyone pull for her? Jesus. Hopefully I can get Aventurine early so I can aim for E1. I want that shield per ult and 20% crit damage. Yeah, that can be pretty nice. I used Sparkle with a Firefly. It was funny. Man, I'm still waiting for a break support that's like speed related. Like, I feel like that's what Firefly is really missing right now. Like, the fact that she doesn't have a support that can just boost her speed to take extra turns, unlike Boohill, I think that's what's really holding her back right now. Like, this is the only reason high relic investment on a Firefly team is mid. Is because not a single person on the team actually takes advantage of the speed and extra turns. Is Aventurine's E2 worth it, or should I just go for E1? I'm going to be honest, brother. I do not know what Aventurine's E2 is. Actually, I think I have a friend on my... Maybe on, like, my friends list. That I always borrow his Aventurine. This guy. When using basic attack, reduces target's ult type res by 12% for 3 turns. Yeah. I mean, it's nice to have, but it's nowhere near as good as his E1. I don't know. I wouldn't really recommend it. Because it's the fact that it's his basic. His basic is only on one target. If it like reduced or sorry, yeah, if it had res pen for like the ult, like that would be way more broken. But like the basic attack, it's just one mob per auto. Yeah, exactly. If you have ratio, that would help with a debuff, huh? My event train is E0S1. It's good already, yeah. I think E1S0 or E0S1 is like always the most important thing. Hoyo's been on like a track record lately of making like E1s or S1s like the most important part of a character. Like for Firefly, it's E1. For Linkshaw, it's E1. For Fugue, it's probably going to be E0S1. I've heard her light cone is just that broken. However, it could also be E1. Like they're really making E1s the main selling point. E1's more worth it? Yeah, it is. Although the light cone, the thing about light cones that E1s can't do is the fact that if another preservation unit comes out that can take advantage of his light cone, like you can just switch it. Like that's the one advantage that light cones have. You can use them on like future characters if they end up being good on them. E1 Firefly is super valuable? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I think E2 and E1 Firefly are the most broken Eidolons in the entirety of the game. Like, they really went all out for Firefly. Like, let me see if I have someone on my friends list so I can, like, remember this. I swear she has the two most broken Eidolons in the game. Oh, yeah, he does have a Firefly. Wait, what? Why? Why? Do you have Herd on someone else? Oh, he has E2. Yeah, so you get 15% target defense ignore, and you don't consume skill points. Like, it's a 2-in-1 special deal. And then the E2 allows her to take an extra turn every single time she breaks or kills. It doesn't even have to be a break, as so long as she kills someone. Like, this has to be the most broken, like, Eidolons in the game. Yeah, I also need to go for E1 Firefly. Having to use a skill every time is painful. Yeah. E2 Firefly is a godsend on my account. Yeah, it's like I've never seen two Eidolons just that broken. Just give her the Eon's Herdosaur for Firefly? Yeah, I don't know why he has her on Under the Blue Sky. My only assumption is he has like another destruction character that he's probably like using it on. Maybe like a Dill or something. Her E2 is literally two 3-star hunt blessings from Simulated Universe. Oh, really? I didn't even know that. E1 turns her into Jingliu and E2 turns pretty much just doubles her damage. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, E2 Firefly is probably the best E2 for a DPS to invest in. I don't think there's another DPS with a better E2 in the game. Like, including E1s and D2. Like, some people may say Dill, but like, Firefly's E2 is just straight up better than Dill's E2. Like, it's just a better version of it. Crit Fly Light Ore. I've been doing auto on MOC for like 2 resets now because of E2. Yeah. Like that extra turn is just absolutely crazy. Like it's like how I was saying before, the fact that Firefly, like the only thing she's missing to make her good is a support that can give her speed and extra turns. But the E2 just completely removes the need for that. So like if you have her E2, she just absolutely clears everything in the game. I think Fei Xiao E2 doubles her also pretty good, yeah. But the reason I say Firefly is so broken is because of her E1 as well. Like, the not consuming skill points and ignore 15% defense is a little stupid. Yeah, Fei Xiao's E1 is just an ultimate damage increase. And then the E2 is this. Zero cycle clears are overrated. I'll just negative cycle. I'd argue Fei Xiao. Nah. I don't think Fei Xiao's are better. I think Fei Xiao, you may argue, has the better E2, but I don't agree. But the E1 is just worse than Firefly's. Like, you have to think about it, like, what does the E1 do for the team? Firefly's E1 allows Lingsha to spam her skill constantly, which leads to, like, way more toughness bar damage and Fuyuan action advance. So you kind of have to think of it in that way. And then her E2, which lets her get her ult twice as fast, is basically like the same thing Firefly's E2 does. Like Firefly's E2 allows her to take twice the amount of turns, doing twice the amount of damage. Robin is probably the strongest E6, right? I think. Yeah. Robin also has like an incredibly broken E1 and E2. But yeah, I think for harmonies, it's easily Robin. Like an I'm not even joking. If you have an E6 Robin and you're not running like a break team, you can probably zero cycle with any character in the game. Even E2 Robin actually. Forget E6, just an E2 Robin. You can probably zero cycle with any character in the game. I've seen Hook zero cycles. Okay? Hook. I'll show you guys just to help you remember. I've seen 4-star Hook zero cycles using E1 and E2 Robins. She's just that stupid broken. E1 Robin turns anyone into a monster? Yeah, it's just absolutely disgusting. Like, I do think E1 Robin is up there for sure. It might be the strongest E1 in the game because of the amount of value it brings to like your entire team. Especially the follow-up team where everyone is doing follow-ups and damage. Who ult also has 50 action advance? It's pretty interesting. Who's who? I don't know who that is. Whoa. I know this like speed increase, but that's it. Best and worst E1s as a video idea. I kind of don't want to do it because I think Mr. Pokey made a video on that recently. Hule? Oh. Oh, Hook. Wait, does Hook actually have an Eidolon like that? Where the hell is she? Am I blind? Enhanced skill. Oh, no. Oh, he did? Ah, well, yeah. I think like a few weeks ago or something, I saw it on my recommended. And he was doing a tier list of, I think E1s. I don't think he was doing E2s or anything like that, but just E1s. So, yeah. It'd be like copying, and I don't really like want to copy someone else. It's also like pretty obvious which E1s are the most broken. Like you have E1 Firefly, E1 Ruan Mei, E1 Lingsha. E1 Lingsha is for sure up there. This is like a top of the line E1. E1 Robin. Like there's just very obvious ones. It's somewhere in her kit? Ah, I see. Fadi's making Eidolon videos currently too? Yeah. Like, I don't want to do that, right? It's a bit overblown. I kind of just like chilling and giving my opinion on shit. I think Linkshaw's E1 is definitely like incredibly broken though. Like, I don't know how this went out of the testing phase. Like, if you think about it, right? Like, with Fugue's E1, oh my god. Like, oh my god. Disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting what you could do with this Linkshaw at E1. And the 20% defense down on any weakness broken enemy is just like, wow. I lost 50-50 on E1 Linkshaw. That's unfortunate. It really is. Getting E1 Linkshaw next time, it's just so worth it. Like, usually, right? Like, it's pretty obvious. I would almost never recommend pulling for E1 on, like, any sustain. Because it's like, they're a sustain, right? But, like, Lingshaw's E1 in specific, because of the fact that it adds defense, like, reduction or ignore on anyone whose weakness broken, like, that's just a little crazy. Yeah, as well with the toughness bar. If you put it in like a Firefly team and make everyone fire weak, that E1 Link Shaw is just going to go absolutely crazy. I think pulling for Eidolons is unnecessary. Usually the light cone is a great stopping point. I mean, in a lot of cases, the Eidolons are better than the light cone, though, which is a thing. Like that's the thing you have to keep in mind. Like a lot of E1s in this game are just way stronger than a light cone. Like Linkshot E1 or Light Cone, I'd say E1. Robin E1 or Light Cone, I'd say E1. Firefly E1 or Light Cone, I'd say E1. Get Fugue or just save and prepare for the summon meta. Um, I can't really give my opinion on Fugue right now. Like, truthfully, you just have to wait until official release or like V5 kits are out. Because currently, if you're asking about current Fugue, I just fucking skip and go straight to the summon meta. But if they end up buffing her in like the version kits and she ends up being like a lot better for the break teams, then yeah, I'd say go for Fugue. I thought it was 50 action advance, but I looked at Hook's bonus trace skill. Let's see. When using her ultimate hook, action forwards by 20%. Ah, so it's 20%. Yeah, 50% looked a little crazy. Oh, wait, no, sorry. 50 action advance. Yeah, E6 Gallagher still carries my butt. Yeah, E6 Gallagher is very strong, man. Like I've said this before, I think in a video, but the rule of getting two like limited sustains isn't even a real rule anymore. Because if you have E2 or higher Gallagher, you only really need one other limited sustain. Like you don't need two limiteds anymore just because of Gallagher. Like especially like even in like no break teams, like in highs like relic investment zero cycle teams, having a quid pro quo Gallagher can actually make like a big difference. Like he fits in damn near every team. He fits in an Acheron team because of the besotted state. He fits in a fucking Fei team. Like he just fits everywhere, man. It's crazy. Would love at least the link shot since I was aiming for E1, so I could have just gone to copy next time. Haha. Yeah, you'll probably get a chance to get her in the 3.0 patches, considering there's been leaks that we're gonna get like damn near no sustains in those patches. Fugue ult is so bare bones. We need to see how she develops. Yeah, the ult definitely needs to be changed. I don't know what they were thinking, just making it like that bland and like basically do nothing but toughness bar damage. It's like, eh. And most people don't want to pull more than 2 sustains, yeah. I'm just gonna keep farming Iron Cavalry. I'm in no rush to farm the new set that was just added, yeah. Iron Cavalry is so very good. I don't like Gallagher because I spent 200 tickets free to play and got E1. Damn. That's incredibly unlucky. Although I think similarly on my main account, I think I have like an E4 or E5 Gallagher, which sounds good, but I spent like over 200 pulls on the banners. Actually, no, I might have an E3 Gallagher. I don't remember. But I didn't get that many Gallagher Eidolons. I got a shit ton of Zhui Yi Eidolons instead. High energy cost on ult to sell people on our over 2D2. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The ults being that shitty, yet having that high of an energy cost makes zero fucking sense. Like, it's just so out of place. Got E9 Misha instead. I feel you. I probably have like E12 Zhui at this point. If they want to keep the ult, they need to make it spammable because it's really low right now. Yeah. Imagine Bronya, Sparkle, and Sunday, and Robin in one team. It's the no, you go ahead team. Everyone's is just action advancing over and over and over again. I have seen DPS Robin showcases though. Like, and they're actually like good. Like I think I've seen an E6 Harmony showcase and like Robin's the DPS and like they zero cycled. Which is pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. If you looked at usage rates on these videos from Smack and Pokey, you would see people still using Fushuan, Luocha, Bailu, etc. Yeah. I think Sparkle was one of the lowest used characters, no? Like in the recent like MOCs and stuff. Sparkle was like one of the lowest characters possible. DPS Robin requires a DPS Tingyun and Bronya at least. E2 Fugue would be viable for ult was good and has a debuff. Yeah, this is what I've been saying. Like, she's Nihility and she's like break related. Yet her biggest weakness is the fact that her super break multiplier is too low. So it's just like a very obvious thing that they should do, which is just make a debuff that's like super break vulnerability or some shit that just makes super break more effective and make it last for a few turns similar to Harmony MC. Or maybe like few hits, honestly. Just anything to make her like any type of nihility that's actually kind of useful in her own archetype. Because right now, Fugue's Super Break is complete ass compared to Harmony Trailblazers. Like, it is so garbage. You barely even notice it, is the biggest issue. Like, you probably go from doing 450k to like 50k or 490k by having Fugue on your team. And at that point, it's like the defense ignores doing most of the work. Is Fugue as good as Harmony MC? Currently, no. She's not. She's just not, unfortunately. I mean, she's probably better. Okay, I should rephrase this. She's probably better for Rappa because of the exo toughness. And she's also better for Boot Hill because of the exo toughness alongside the defense shred. And the fact that she also does toughness with her ult, which will also help Boot Hill a little bit. But for Firefly specifically, she's like ass. Like, I'm talking garbage. Barely makes a difference on the team. Like, you'd rather have a sustain Ling Sha than you would want to have Fugue. Because Boot Hill isn't really reliant on Super Break. Like, you don't really need to run Super Break on Boot Hill. So because of that, like, it's completely fine, even though her Super Break multipliers are ass. And then obviously, like, Rappa benefits from Exo Toughness quite a bit. And as well the fact that the ult ignores weakness for Fugue. So Firefly gets the least benefit of it all, since Firefly can just very easily implant weakness. Like, what Firefly really wants is just more super break damage, which Fugue does not help in the slightest. They could have at least 100% action advance on our E2 just so people could at least get our E2. Yeah. Fugue looks more like support for Rappa and Boot Hill. Yeah, exactly. Like, this is just the issue that, like, there's another issue too, where Firefly, as I said before in the stream, Firefly does more damage on already weakness broken enemies than she does on enemies that she's going to weakness break with the same attack. Like, that attack will do less damage. Meaning Exo Toughness just isn't that crazy unless she's somehow breaking through 2 pars at once. Then sure, like, the damage will be better. It would be nice to get Fugue, but I just don't. Yeah, just wait for, like, future versions of the kit and see if they end up making her ult stronger or her super break multiplier stronger. Honestly, even if her ult stays ass, so long as the super break gets better, she'll be, like, a really good pull for everyone on the break team. But if neither gets, like, improved, I just can't recommend her in the slightest. Like, I don't know. I'd recommend getting her with E1. And then I'd say, like, yeah, for sure put it on a Fugue team. Or, sorry, for sure put it on, like, a Boot Hill team. Or a Rappa team. Like, those two will benefit the most from Fugue and her E1. But Firefly benefits the least. I guess she'd be good to roll for if you want 2 super break teams. Yeah, but the thing is, her super break is so ass that I wouldn't even recommend it for having 2 super break teams. Like, that's just my opinion, man. Like, the super break multiplier is just that ass. It barely makes a dent in, like, increasing any type of damage at all. Like, I feel like the defense shred or whatever she gives on her skill does more than her actual super break multipliers. Like, that's the biggest issue currently. Like, everyone, like, I mean, everyone thought that you were gonna finally be able to run, like, 2 super break teams and, like, Fugue would be as good, if not better, than Harmony MC. But she's actually worse, like, currently, which is so fucking annoying. If you have Boot Hill and Firefly, she's a good pull. Uh, yeah, I guess. For Firefly, really the only reason you'd pull for it on, like, a Firefly team is if you're running sustainless. Because otherwise, you don't replace Harmony MC or Ruan Mei for Fugue. Like, you just don't do that. So then it's just like you're choosing between Ling Sha or Fugue. Which personally, I'd honestly choose Ling Sha over Fugue. Like, I know a lot of people wouldn't agree with me on that, but I'd rather have Ling Sha on my Firefly team than Fugue currently. So any recommendation, break DPS to get, like, Firefly or Boot Hill? I'm gonna be honest, probably Boot Hill. If you plan on getting E1 Fugue, then I'd say Rappa is also an amazing pick. But I think Boot Hill has some outstanding potential with Fugue currently. Like, I really don't know who to, like, recommend you exactly. Like, it just depends what you want, man. Like, I think Boot Hill is cooler, has the better animations, and overall has the greatest potential with relic investment. But, like, if you're not planning to, like, no life this game and farm one relic cavern for, like, 2 months, then I'd probably say Firefly. I think just like the advantage of Boot Hill is that he's less reliant on like teammates, in my opinion. Like he doesn't need Super Break, like he doesn't need Harmony Trailblazer, and he doesn't need Ruan Mei. But like, I guess Firefly doesn't really need Ruan Mei either because of Palo. But Harmony Trailblazer is the big one. Like Boot Hill can easily go without Harmony Trailblazer, but Firefly can't. I have E0S1 Akron, Zhao Q, E6 Pela, E6 Gallagher. Her dropping in the tier list is understandable. She's the only one doing damage, hence why break and follow up are outperforming. Need it? Yeah, exactly. Like so many people forget this. They'll like only look at damage per screenshot, meaning they'll only look at like Firefly's damage as skill, and then they'll see like the damage Acheron does in an ult. And then they'll be like, oh, this Acheron is way better than Firefly. This tier list is a fucking lie. But like it's just not that simple. Like even a Harmony MC skill can at times do like 200k. A Ruan Mei basic can at times do like nearly 100k. And then you add like Lingshaw or Fugue in that team, and they're doing like damn near a million a cycle. Like it's not just one person doing damage. The same with the follow-up team. You have Fei Xiao and March 7th and Aventurine all doing damage. Harmony MC's buffs are too important, unfortunately, yeah. It's because Harmony MC's fucking super break multiplier is just that broken. And this E4 as well. Like he gives 15% of his break effect to the entire team. Fugue has something similar, but like this is a free character. Like you have to keep that in mind. This is a free ass character that literally anyone can pull for. It's not even a 4-star. It's just a free character you can get the Eidolons for instantly. This ult is completely broken. Increased break effect and super break. Like it's just way better than fucking Fugue's ult. Where's your E6 Harmony MC? I stopped at E4 because E6 is meh. Like, the most important is the E4. And then E6 is just not necessary. Plus, this account doesn't have a break team. So, like, there's no priority on it. I don't even use them. Who's going to roll E1 Fugue when you have Harmony MC free? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I see a lot of people rolling E1 Fugue for Boot Hill and Rappa. Because E1 Fugue makes Rappa a lot more viable because of the weakness break efficiency increase. And it makes Boot Hill able to break 2 exo toughness bars at once, doubling his damage. So like for those two specifically, I actually see people really pulling for her. But for Firefly, not really. Yeah, I'm asking because a lot of people recommend Firefly because it's easier to build. But I think Boot Hill is a very interesting unit too because he's still... Yeah, exactly. Firefly is the easiest of the break DPSs to build. Actually, no, Rappa is the same thing, right? I think Rappa also scales off of attack and break effect. So Rappa as well. But Boot Hill is harder to build because you want break stats alongside crit stats. While for Firefly, all you want is break. Firefly most comfy unit? Yeah. Like, I've said it so many times, but when you have higher tier relic investment, like I'm talking top 5% in the game relic investment, then Boot Hill is probably on par, if not better than a Firefly. Because he's able to take advantage of Bronya at high speeds allowing him to take way more turns. But at average relic investment, a Firefly team is almost always going to be better and comfier. Like on a Boot Hill team, you actually have to kind of think, right? But on a Firefly team, you have to never think. Like you could put a Firefly team on auto, and it'd be no different as if you were playing it just normally. Because the team is just that brain dead. There's nothing like special you have to do. There's no like secret tuning. Like it's just the same shit over and over. What's that pink thing following you? I don't even know what I call these. Like they're not pigs. But I think you got this from an event. I don't remember. It's pretty cute though. That's the Tusk beer. Ah. Like it's so cute, man. Does it have like an idle animation where like it'll maybe like roll on its back or something? I've never actually like tried to look for it. Oh, it actually does. It goes to the side and starts sleeping. That's sick. I almost started whispering as if he was actually like alive and I'd wake him up. No free to play is going to roll for such unless. Oh yeah, I know. For free to plays, they for sure won't roll. I'm just saying that like E1 Fugue will probably be like a decent like a decent amount will pull for her for that. But free to plays, yeah. If you're a free to play, and she maintains this shitty ass kit all the way to Fee 5, I just skip. Like a complete fucking skip. Not worth it in the slightest. So far, I'm aiming for E0 S1 Sunday and E1 Fugue. Yeah. Good luck, man. I haven't even seen Sunday's Eidolons. I don't even remember what they were. You get it from the War Dance event as a reward. It sleeps as an idol. Ah, I see. It's so cool, man. But it might just if you get reasonable buffs. Yeah. Sunday's E1 is pretty decent. All type res spend 20%. That's pretty nice. Is it like always active? Or is it like similar to like Robin's? Where he needs to use like an ult or something? Going for a rerun / fugue? Yeah. Depending on how they change Fugue, it might change who I pull like for, like Firefly or Boot Hill. I think if they don't change Fugue, I might actually go for Boot Hill over Firefly because I have an entire like month or 2 months to farm Iron Cavalry or whatever relic set for Boot Hill. So relic investment shouldn't even be that big of an issue for me. Because I believe Ling Sha is also like decent on a Boot Hill team anyways. And then I could get like an E1 Ling Sha down the line. That'd make the Boot Hill team even better. Because of the 20% defense reduction, I think it is. For weakness broken enemies. Yeah, reduces their defense by 20%. After Acheron, all my Jades are going to Saba and Arca. I don't even know who those are. Fuck Sunday and Fugue. Okay, man. Is it that serious, man? Why you got personal beef with them? My ice DPS are crap right now. Maybe waiting for Aglaya could be the plan. Yeah. I think Aglaya might be like the new meta unit with Sunday. So that's another thing you guys should look out for. Honestly, for a lot of you, skipping Fugue if she remains ass wouldn't even be a bad thing. Because then you could just pull Sunday and then get a Glaya in 3.0. And you have like a new team comp again, like of summon meta. And it's a new DPS. Honestly, if it won't be a bad thing if Fugue's ass. Like, realistically, if Fugue ends up not changing her kit at all, you pull her, I guess, if you have like Boot Hill or Rappa. However, otherwise, you just skip her and then get Sunday. Isn't Aglaya lightning? I'm not sure, but like every single leak I've seen has said that she's ice. If Fugue stays as she is, might get E1 Fugue and call it a day, then run her in my Boot Hill team. Yeah. E1 Fugue is just like, oh, if only they made it part of her base kit. Like, I know I'm asking too much. But because of how ass her super break and ult is, like, it just would have been amazing. You know what else they could have done? They could have made her ult use the E1. Like, whenever she uses her ult, like, there's an increased weakness break efficiency damage that's taken by the enemies. Like, I don't understand what they're fucking doing. Why does the Nihility character barely apply any important Nihility debuffs? I don't understand. Like, the ult is just useless. Oh my god, man. Like, why? Fuck Fugue solely? Like, honestly, man. I don't... Like, I know they're trying to make the E1 bait with that weakness break efficiency, but damn. Like, come on. The ult is useless and expensive. Exactly. Like, it's not even an ult you can spam. It's 150 energy. That shit is hard as hell to get up. And all it does is toughness bar damage. That's all it's good for. Like, oh my god. I think Archer will be summon and Saber will be hyper carry. Yeah, that's completely possible. True, this feels like bait. Even Ruan May just outperforms her. Yeah. Like, as I said before, Fugue currently doesn't replace Harmony Trailblazer or Ruan May. Like, at all. Like, you just don't replace those two at all. So it's like, where the fuck does she fit, man? Like, for Boot Hill, she can fit easier since Boot Hill isn't like reliant on Harmony Trailblazer like Firefly is. And on a Rappa team, she fits easier because Rappa can have issues against non-imaginary weak enemies where the ult will really help. But Firefly doesn't have like either of these. Like, Firefly is very reliant on Harmony Trailblazer, meaning you can't really like remove him from that team. And she isn't better than Ruan May, so you can't remove Ruan May. So it's just between Ling Sha and Fugue. Let's be honest, how long will we still be in the break meta for Exo Toughness to remain relevant? A while, probably. Probably quite a while. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know a lot of people like doom posting break, like, oh, what if they make break bars twice as large? Or what if they start making enemies like lock break bars? Like, I just don't see them doing this. Like, you guys need to understand, the super break comp only became like a real thing since 2.3. It's only been 3 patches. Okay, it's only been 3 patches since we've gotten the super break comp. And it's not like it's one character in specific. Like, it's an entirely like new archetype of damage. I don't see them like killing off break like that. And even if they did, there's an issue where it can very easily be resolved, which is the Eidolons. E1 Fugue, 50% weakness break efficiency increase. E1 Linkshaw, 50% weakness break efficiency increase. Like, you can just instantly make up for it, even if they end up enlarging the break bars. And also, Exo Toughness will always be like 50% of the original break bar. So exo toughness will almost always be like pretty easy to break through, and like a good advantage. Yeah, really hoping they don't fumble the collab units. Yeah, I'm mostly like interested in Gilgamesh. I don't really care about anyone else. Probably like Gilgamesh and Archer. Saber could be cool, but like, I find Gilgamesh cooler. MC, well, I don't know, but I have a question. Is Boot Hill complicated to play? I wouldn't say he's complicated, but he does require some thinking. Like, that's for sure. And at high relic investments, choosing like which enemy to break sometimes, like depending on like whatever is on field in MOC, like you do need to at least like be aware of what you're doing and like what like the next move is gonna be able to do off of your current move. While on Firefly, it's just like the most basic shit ever. You just spam her E. You spam, 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 spam. Like, it's just that simple. Also, ulting at the right time with Boot Hill can also be pretty beneficial. And with the new Exo Toughness, if you get like the break bar perfectly down at the right amount, you can break 2 bars at once with Boot Hill, allowing him to do like double the damage in one hit. Like there's a lot more that you can do with like a Boot Hill than you have to think about with a Firefly. Like a Firefly, you just don't think; it just shreds. Yeah, Boot Hill's single target, so you do have to like think about which enemies you're killing first. Should I go for E2 Firefly or Fugue? Already have E1, but I need Aventurine for my Fua team. I'd just go for Aventurine. Um, E2 Firefly is like only if you want to go for 0 cycles. Like an E1 Firefly is already so strong, especially if you have a Link Shaw. But even without Link Shaw, it's still very strong. But E2 is literally just for 0 cycles, I'm not gonna lie. Or if you just want to make her like that much more future proof. Like that's another thing. Boot Hill's aging like fine wine though, yeah. I did not expect Fugue to like really benefit him all that much. All I saw was like fire related break support and super break, and I was like, yeah, this will definitely be Firefly's #1 support, but no. E1 Firefly's enough already coming from an E2 owner? Yeah. E2 is, as I said before, like 0 cycle territory where you just like brain dead auto everything at 0 cycles. If the game ever releases a mode with true single target focus, Boot Hill is going to be diabolical. I mean, Apocalyptic Shadow is kind of already that. Like, Apocalyptic Shadow is mostly like single target and break, which is where Boot Hill shines like the absolute most. So is E0 Firefly still worth it, or do you have to get E1, E2? No. E0 Firefly is still very worth it. Like, either E0 Firefly or E0 Boot Hill, they're still like top 3, top 5 strongest DPSs in the game. E1 and E2 are just so broken that it makes them even better, is the thing. Like, Firefly has arguably the 2 strongest like consecutive Eidolons in the entirety of the game for like a DPS. Like even better than Dill. So that's why so many people talk about E1 or E2 Firefly. But at E0, a Firefly Super Break team is still very strong. Fireflop E0 can still 0 cycle? I wouldn't go that far, I'm not gonna lie. I do not think Firefly can currently zero cycle at E0. There's a problem right now, which is, as I mentioned before, because of like bosses HP getting too high, Firefly can no longer like kill them in time. And so because of that, the fact that she doesn't have a support that can boost her speed and take extra turns, she can't like really zero cycle like that. Like Boot Hill can zero cycle, but I don't think Firefly can at E0. First side of MOC 12? Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that one's break related. Yeah. She can probably do that one, I guess. But like if it isn't break related, she can't. Yeah, Boot Hill can because of the fact that he has Bronya. Firefly E0 is amazing. It's that her E2 is so cracked. Yeah, exactly. Like an E0 Firefly Super Break team is still like a top 3 team in this game at average relic investment, okay? At really high relic investment, Acheron and what's it called? Boot Hill take over. E0 Firefly can barely 2-cost 0 cycle. I think I saw one, but it has massive RNG. Yeah. Like, I've said this so many times, but Firefly really needs a speed related support. It's not really fair. Like, that's the main. Like, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people are like, oh, Boot Hill is just better than Firefly. But I'm not gonna lie, it's just a Bronya diff. It's a fucking Bronya diff. Because without Bronya, Boot Hill isn't getting anywhere near 0 cycles in most situations. Firefly just doesn't have someone who can give her extra turns. Remember, she's T0 at E0, not E2 in the tier list at least. Yeah. The tier list for Pride Win always takes into account average relic cost and average like investment. So not only is Firefly like incredibly free to play friendly, like she just doesn't need her Lycone, but Super Break Team is one of the most free to play friendly teams in the game to begin with. Like even if you don't have Ruan Mei, you can still use Pela. It's not as good, but you can still use Pela and clear the entirety of the game. That's a one cost team. Like it's incredibly cheap. Firefly isn't for 0 cycles. She's declared to be brain dead. Yeah, E2 is for 0 cycles. Like E2 Firefly should be able to 0 cycle like damn near anything. But without E2, it's still brain dead, just at 1 cycle or 2 cycles less. So for Boot Hill, is this Lycone a must pull? No. This is the funniest part about Boot Hill. You don't like Boot Hill is the one character in the game that least depends on a Lycone. Like there are actually runs where people run like a 3-star Lycone or no Lycone on Boot Hill, and he's still 0 cycles. Like he's the least reliant on a Lycone in the entirety of the game. So I wouldn't pull his signature, no. It'd just be a waste of pulls. Like, you just don't need it. Boot Hill's Lycone solid, 60% break effect, defense ignore, and 12% speed. Yeah, but it's like, it's just, even though it's broken, it won't change really how, like, fast he clears, in my opinion. Like, you probably will notice a difference, but the difference can easily be made up by just having better supports. He's the only unit I pulled for his signature. Being Pharaoh's, I mean, there's nothing wrong with pulling his signature. It's still strong, and it's good. It's just that he's the least reliant on his light cone in the game. Like, of any character, he's like the only one who can like run no light cone and still zero cycle shit. Cause he's just that broken at high relic investment. I said this before, but Boot Hill is probably the number one character in the game who shines the most at high relic investment with like a good team. Like, it's crazy what he can pull off. What are your main teams? This Fei Xiao follow-up team that sadly does not have a Venturine, and an E1S1 Acheron team. That's it. I'm going to replace the Acheron team with a break team at some point in 2.7. Boohill's such a goat, you can run no light cone, yeah. I feel like Firefly is the number one character that doesn't rely on her light cone since Eon already kicks ass. Well, by rely on light cone, I mean like you don't need the light cone to like perform like very well. Like in terms of like the free to play light cone to the compared to the signature, Firefly is probably like the closest. Where like the Eon Fall of an Eon is like hella close to what's it called, her signature. But in Boot Hill's case, it's not that his signature is like bad or that he's reliant on it. It's like the complete opposite. It's just that the signature is good, but he doesn't need it at all. Like, he doesn't even need a light cone to begin with. Like, Firefly without a light cone is gonna fall off. I'm not gonna lie. Like, without the attack passive from Fall of an Eon, it falls off quite a bit. Because she loses out on the extra break effect from her passive. Nice, you pulling for a Venturine? Nope. I'm skipping. I don't give a shit about this Acheron team anymore. I just want a Boot Hill or Firefly team. Yeah, there's also the most 4-star that gets break. Yeah, exactly. Like, Boot Hill is just, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. The Boot Hill brain rot is fucking getting to me, and now I want to pull for him. But I know I can't get both Firefly and him, which is just so frustrating. I mean, I guess if Fugue ends up being ass, it wouldn't be a bad idea, but still. Won't Aventurine also benefit your Fua team? Yeah, Aventurine's the most broken for the Fei Xiao team. And in general, he's just the best for the follow-up team in the game. But specifically for Fei Xiao, he's just that much more broken because of the extra stacks. So he's the best sustain for an Acheron team, and he's the best sustain in the game for a follow-up in Fei Xiao team. And in terms of just like sustaining, aside from his like other passives and damage, he does the best job in the game probably. Like, I doubt you'll ever die with an Aventurine on your team. I don't even think it's possible. E6 Boot Hill makes him blast, so Firefly already power crept. Nice. If they are in the same patch, that's going to be a pain, man. Hoyo's so greedy to get every little cent from us. I just wouldn't be surprised. I truly wouldn't be surprised. If they do a triple rerun banner on 2.7, like someone in my chat said, oh my god, that would just be so bad. Like, imagine Fugue, and then you have a triple rerun banner with Boot Hill, Firefly, and Ruan Mei. Like, oh my fucking god, I'd be so pissed. Like, being a free-to-play, that might be the worst day of your life. My friend did go for Firefly, but I did just want to try Boot Hill because he is interested. Yeah. I think Boot Hill would probably be more fun. Like, I think this is just my opinion because I haven't had Boot Hill. But Boot Hill looks like a more fun character to play, and he's just more complex than Firefly. But Firefly is way more brain dead and a lot better at just like average relic investment. So it's just whatever fits whatever like you like more, right? E6 Boot Hill's fun to watch, but I highly doubt I'll E6 any character. Yeah. E6 in characters is just, man, oh my god. Like these gotcha games, yeah, I'd understand it to an extent, right? If it was like $200 or $300 to E6 a character. But it's like 2K, man. It's like $2,000. Like, holy shit. And then you have to remember that they bring out 2 new characters every single patch. Like, I know it's for the rich, but god damn, man. Can't you just like reduce the price of a copy just a little bit? Come on. Cut us some slack over here. Not all of us are rich. Some of us want to test out those E6s. I wonder if E2 Acheron is still worth. I mean, it's strong. And especially if you have Zhao Q, yeah, I'd get it. If you have Zhao Q, I'd go for E2 Acheron. But if you don't have Zhao Q, hell to the fuck no. Like in my situation, I don't have Zhao Q. So I'm not even going to bother going for E2 Acheron because I'll be taking too long to get stacks for the ult. Yes, if you have Sparkle. I mean, yeah. Or Robin. I'm pretty sure Robin works really well with Acheron 2 at E2. In my country's currency, an E6 is 10K. Yeah, like it's just absolutely disgusting. Like I live in Canada as well, so even though it's not as crazy as like 10K, I think 2K like USD is probably like 2700 Canadian. It's just gross. If we can trade characters, I trade my Zhao to a Bronya right now. If we could trade character, you know what I wish they'd add in this game? A way to like sell your characters. Like I don't care if it's only like 40 or 50 limited pulls. I'd sell Kafka, I'd sell Black Swan, I'd sell Huohuo, I'd sell Seal, and I'd sell Silverwolf. All right fucking now. Just get E5 and get the blue cheese and sim uni easy E6. True, true. Otherwise, throw that E2 plan out the window. Oh, yeah. Who wants to trade my Clara for your Hemagos? uh, I don't think they'd ever do it for standard characters, but like for limited characters, like let's say you can like get rid of a limited character you pulled on previously for like 40 or 50 limited pulls, bro, I'd fucking, oh my god. That would be some insane quality of life that I know they'll never add. So, it's just a speculation at the end of the day. You know, a long lost and forever dream that'll never happen. But it's nice to think about for sure. Don't do drop premium, yeah. Getting the supply pass and saving is the most cost effective. Can't afford buying the gems at standard pass, yeah. Or sorry, standard price, yeah. I also think like the supply pass is really like the only way to go. Like I think it's like 3,000 gems for 1 month. Like that's solid. Like 3,000 gems here. Where is it? The store. I have to look it up. Wait. Oh yeah, right here. So 3,000 gems is usually $70, not including the first buy bonus. So you get $70 worth of gems for like $5. Or sorry, this is Canadian, so $7. Like it's pretty disgusting what the supply pass can do. Gem prices are absurd. 50 pulls is like 100 USD. Yeah, I don't understand that. Like you'd think one 5-star guarantee would be 100 USD, but no. It's 200. Absolutely amazing. 2600, I think. Yeah, if you're talking about the supply pass, it gives you 300 gems instantly and 2700 over time. Trailblaze 70 free guaranteed 5-star standard voucher. I'd love that. I'd love that. That would be so good, especially if you accidentally pulled a character you don't want because you wanted a 4-star. Yeah, exactly. It would be very nice. They don't have to apply it to standard characters, but for sure limiteds. Because let's just imagine it for a second, right? Let's say you sell a character and you get what's it called? Like 40 pulls back. I'd sell Fushuan because I have Gallagher and Ling Shao already. I don't really need this girl anymore. So I sell Fushuan, that's 40. I sell Kafka, that's 80. Sell Black Swan, that's 120. Sell Huohuo, that's 160. Sell Seal and Silverwolf, that's 280 pulls. With 280 pulls, I could get like Boot Hill, Firefly, and Fugue. Like, that is so nice. Or I could go for like Eidolons on a Firefly, or go for E1 Fugue and run it with a Boot Hill. Like, being able to like sell older characters would just be so, so nice. They'll never do it, but it would be like very, very nice. That's assuming you win the 50-50. Uh, oh yeah, you're right. But then again, that's also assuming I lose, or sorry, that I go to hard pity every single time, and like those 280 pulls, which is like pretty unlikely. Cause that's what that's 3 hard pities, and like 10 pulls. But yeah, even though that is hard, it's at least like I'd say on average you'll get 2 5-stars, where like you actually like get the ones you want. So in that case, you could get like Fugue Boot Hill or Firefly Fugue or E1 of any of the 3. Gotcha companies are greedy. They lose money if they do that. Yeah, but they already make so much fucking money. It doesn't even make sense. Like, I'm telling you guys, bro, these games make billions. Hoyoverse makes billions a year. Like, most gaming companies don't even touch anywhere near that amount. It's absolutely gross the revenue these games bring in. And then now they have Genshin, Zenless Zone Zero, and Honkai Star Rail. So they have 3 different gacha games now that are like mainstream and really bringing the money in. Fortunately, Hoyo doesn't change monetization, so they wouldn't do that. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Like, I got this argument a lot before where, like, I used to criticize this game because of how much money it made, and people were, like, underestimating just how much revenue these guys make. It's fucking insane, man. Or, sorry, I don't know why I said billions. I'm pretty sure this company makes. Oh, wait, no, yeah, billions off of one game. Sorry. It's billions off of one game. Like, I think Honkai Star Rail alone, within, like, if you were to count, like, a year straight, probably has near a billion made. Genshin probably has something similar. And then Zenless Zone Zero, because of its launch, it's probably now at, like, 300 million. So, like, you really have to keep that in mind. I think on average, every month, they're probably making, like, 150 plus million. with all three games combined. The cost of Red Dead Redemption 2 is equivalent or even less than the cost of getting a 5-star character. Yeah, exactly, Ease. This is where, like, I kind of draw the line, right? Like, if you were to think about it, like, E6 is 2,000 USD. You can get, like, more than 20 full priced games for that amount. Like, when you think about that, it's like absolutely insane. Because 20 full price games can get you like half a year to a year's worth of gaming. And there's like, it's the cost of getting one E6 5-star. Like, it's absolutely gross. Or even a whole ass console or PC, yeah. $2,000, you can buy a brand new PC that can fully stream, run games at 160 to 240 FPS. You could buy like a full setup, the monitor, the mouse, the keyboard, everything. Like you can get absolutely everything for a PC setup with 2K USD. They make so much, but where is that money actually being used? So they give a share of their money to I think like the Chinese government. Like I heard like they were donating for like some nuclear like power plant or whatever because like they kind of like have to basically. Like they're not doing it cuz they really want to. They're mostly doing it cuz they get money off of it and it helps them. But like they obviously are giving all their revenue to that. So like a majority of their revenue they just keep to themselves, I'm not gonna lie. Like obviously they're a huge company and they have to pay their workers, but there's just no way they aren't making absolutely insane profit margins. 2K for E6 is not worth it at all, yeah. Like when you really think about it, E6s are so ass. Because most of the time, after around a year, once the new patches start hitting for like a new number, 3, 4, or whatever, there will be a character who at E1 or E2, or even possibly at E0, is stronger than an old E6 character. So it's just like, okay, like nice 2K, man. Nice 2K. I'm sure it was worth it. Would rather commit to a new archetype than E6 a character? Yeah. Right now, that's the exact same mindset I have, but for E2. Like, I'm skipping E2 Acheron so I can make, like, a super break team. Or a break team. Because I'd rather have more characters to test and play with than just get a stronger Acheron. The amount Hoyo makes already is beyond the margin of safety. God knows what they spend their capital on. Yeah. I mean, then again, like, you guys see how crazy these Hoyo trailers are? Like, it makes sense with how much money they make. Like, that Sparkle trailer, that Acheron trailer, that Yun Lee trailer, like, they go fucking crazy for, like, the animations for characters. Yeah, it's probably spent more on marketing. Yeah, exactly. Like the more money they make off these games, the more they can spend on marketing, which in turn makes them more money. It's a money glitch for these guys, man. Like we're nothing but fucking suckers basically to them. The Rappa trailer? I haven't even seen the Rappa trailer. So I can't speak on that one. That's a fraction of what they make though. That's at least the least they can do, yeah. I don't get why they don't just make an anime at this point. I mean, I think they were making a Genshin anime with like Ufotable or some shit like a while ago. But I don't even know what happened to that. Like, I don't know where that's gone, if it's still on delay, I don't know. Willing suckers, we're in too deep, yeah. Like, for me, it's fine, because we're just low spenders, right? But like if I were like E6ing every character, like that would be an actual issue with me, not gonna lie. Like I don't think I'd ever bring myself, even if I were like, let's say theoretically I blew up 100K subscribers, I'm consistently getting like 100K views on every single video. Let's say I upload once a day. So that's 3 million in a month. That would be around like 3 to 4K off of YouTube, not including sponsors. I still wouldn't E6 a character. Like, no matter what. Even if I had a million and got a million every single video, bro. My conscience just couldn't deal with E6ing a character. Knowing I could have spent 2K on like a brand new fucking PC. Or like, fuck, you can even get some old ass, cheap ass cars out there on the used market for that price. Who E6s their sustains, honestly? Mr. Pokey. Mr. Pokey and Linkshot does. I think Linkshot might be the only like E6 in the game sustained that's like decently broken. Yeah, like this is a bit crazy. An E6 character literally makes the game boring. Yeah, that's another thing you have to take into account. E6ing a character literally just makes the game too easy, in my opinion. Like, I've seen a few videos of E6 showcases, and they just put it on auto and instantly zero cycle. Like, there's no effort, no thinking, auto, and a zero cycle. Some people love that. Me personally, it just takes all the fun out of this game. Because if you really think about it, the content in this game just isn't enough. You wait a month and a half for like 1 day worth of an event patch, or like 2 days, 3 days, however long it takes you to finish the event, and then you're just left with a month in order to like test your characters. So like, what's the point of testing your characters if they're already like that broken? Like you already know they're gonna zero cycle everything. What do you think whales spend their money on? Do you mean like the game or like in real life? Yeah, same as E6 Akron can pretty much nuke everything. Yeah. Though I will say, Mr. Pokey made like a pretty funny video like a month or two ago. I remember watching it. He went on like a fans E6 Acheron like to test their account, and he couldn't zero cycle with it. Like it's kind of funny. It was an E6 S5 Acheron with I think like E6 S5 Silverwolf and some other shit, and he couldn't zero cycle with her. Uh, in the defense, the guy didn't have the best of relics on his Acheron. That's what was holding him back. He had like shitty ass speed tuning. His Acheron wasn't even using like half the right set. Bro, how? Yeah. Yeah, it was a relic issue, yeah. Hey, bro, I ain't dissing whales or anything. Shout out to my rail friend with E6 Acheron carrying my farming. Oh, yeah, for sure. I think there's like, I've made a video on this before, I believe. I called it like, I hate whales or some shit. Where I basically explained that I don't hate whales themselves, but like whaling in general. Like the fact that the game allows it. Like that's what I hate. Because like if you have the spare money and it's not like actually hurting you financially to spend a shit ton of money on a character you enjoy, then I don't see anything wrong with it. Like this is a solo player game. It's not like they're going into multiplayer and just shitting on every single like free to play and teabagging on them and being like, haha, brokey. Like no, this is just a solo player game for like someone's enjoyment. I just hate the fact that whaling like exists in general. Like these games allow it to exist. Yeah, exactly. Like you have to think about it, right? When you're free to play, you usually invest way more time into this game than a whale would. Like it's just kind of like obvious, most whales won't play the game as much as like a free to play. Because whales can just spend money and instantly clear everything in the game without effort. But a free to play actually has to invest the time for relics and other stuff. So like they spend money to save time basically. Whaling in a PvP game is much worse. Oh, for sure. For sure. Who's more broken, Fugue or Sunday? Currently Sunday. Fugue is looking very underwhelming, unfortunately. By the way, Gabby, you ever thought of doing account reviews? I don't think I'm the best suited for account reviews currently. Like I've said that I don't think I'm like that smart is the issue. Like I really know what to put on like a facial team and like characters and how to play a facial team, but like I'm like pretty brain dead when it comes to a lot of other characters and like their optimal relic sets, their optimal stats, their optimal teams. So I can't like really make a video interesting by like dumping on some guy's shitty ass account with like my own like objective facts. I'm just not that smart. Like I can see basic patterns and recognize objectively like which characters are the most broken in the game. But outside of that, it's like I'm nothing special really. Like I feel like the only advantage I have on a lot of content creators out there is that I have damn near zero bias like for any characters in this game. Like I'm not emotionally invested in anything or anyone. So I can like very easily tell when like one character or one team is like better than another team even if I'm already using it. Count reviews are also about funny reactions, yeah. That's true. Imagine having a borrowing other people's character support system in MOC. Honestly, I'd love to see that. I know it'd be a bit broken. It'd kind of undermine like the endgame modes because you could like just get a friend who has like an E6 DPS or like an E6 Robin and absolutely just smash. But it would be nice. It would be some great quality of life. How much time do you all spend on the game? I spend less than 10 minutes a day using stamina daily and then log off grants. I play less than 10 minutes a day. Like there are some days where I won't log in at all because like I just want to focus on my own shit, like real life and all that stuff. Like I won't turn on my PC. I just won't do any of that. I'll just like chill for the rest of the day. I like thinking to myself a lot. So bring in prop hunt and HSR PvP. I'd honestly love that. That would be hilarious. And also great content. Truly a relatable Star Rail content creator? Yes. I'm as relatable as it gets. Loses every single 50-50. Loses every single 75-25. Zero bias on any characters or team comps. It doesn't get any better than this. And I'm not free to play. I think I may have called myself free to play earlier in the stream. I am not free to play. But I do only buy the pass, which is also kind of relatable. Plus, because of the fact that I don't do my dailies every day, it probably like makes me lose the value of the pass from that. Bro's literally me, except I'm free to play. Yeah, like I think like Mr. Pokey and Tectone, they're just slightly less relatable, cause like there's a lot of big content creators who have like account managers, is what they call them. Like they just get someone and pay them to constantly do dailies and farm relics on their accounts for like forever. Which honestly, I wish I could do. I'm not gonna lie, I wish I could do that myself. Because I don't want to do my dailies like at all. Even though they only take 5 to 10 minutes, I hate being like almost feeling forced like I have to do something to actually progress. Well, it's good to chat with you all. So good night, everyone. See you later, Brian. Thanks for stopping by. It was nice having you here. Forget being free to play. I give Hoyo $5 every time. 241 out of 240 energy. I can never recover from this. Free to play, forced to pay. Oh my god. To be fair, majority of the players are probably low spenders, but I do admire true free to play players. Yeah. Like being true free to play in this game is really hard. Like if you think about it, us low spenders who like only spend on the pass, like that's still damn near 20 extra pulls every month. So in one patch, that's over 20 pulls. And then if you get the battle pass as well, that's like 40 pulls extra. Or sorry, like 30 pulls extra in like one patch. I think being a low spender is like the perfect sweet spot for this game. Like high spender or like whale is just like eh. It might be a little too much and unnecessary. And then free to play, it can sometimes be like very annoying, knowing that you can't do anything if you lose a 50-50. Least relatable thing about Mr. Pokey / Max / Wyatt is they all use E1, E2 Harmony units. Oh yeah. I agree. Like I love Wyatt Sky, I'm not gonna lie. Like Wyatt Sky kind of like blew up a lot more. But I swear I remember watching like videos of him when like Penacony first released. And he had like damn near no subscribers. And he was like my favorite like creator at the time because of his like runs. But yeah, he gets a lot of slack for having an E2 like E1 Robin, E2 E1 Ruan May, E2 E1 Sparkle. Like he gets those Eidolons. Also, I think doesn't Mr. Pokey have like an E6 Harmony as well? I think it might be his Ruan May that's E6. I have yet to get a 5-star sustain, bro. Does that mean you're gonna go for Aventurine? Ooh. I think you kind of need a 5-star sustain these days. Like just one, not two, just one. Because if you have Gallagher, it's not necessary to get a second one. HSR is the only game that has made me feel like doing my dailies and logging is not a chore. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Account managers prove they're out of touch when it comes to gacha game issues, so I don't really listen to their opinions regarding Hoyo games. I mean, gacha CC's having... Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, the problem is that they don't play the game themselves. Like, it's completely understandable that they, like, don't farm. But, like, 90% of the time, they just don't play the games themselves. And, like, Mr. Pokey used to be, like, highly knowledgeable in, like, Honkai Star Rail shit. And he still is a lot more knowledgeable than, like, the average person. And in, like, Zero Cycle shit, he's probably more knowledgeable than me. But, like, in terms of understanding how strong, like, every single of the top DPSs is, he's kind of out of touch. Because he has an E6 S5 Acheron that just absolutely shreds. And he also barely plays the game because he's usually account managers and all that stuff. His Mr. Pokey is probably all E6 S5, honestly. Well, he doesn't have everything E6 S5 on his account because, like, I think recently he started, like, getting, like, Whales accounts, like, borrowing Whales accounts. And then after that, he, like, E6 S5 is a character for a video. So not every single character he's, like, reviewed as E6 S5. But yeah, I think his Ling Cha is also E6 S5. Like, he just has a lot. Speaking of Poke, do you know he's taking mandatory military training? Is he? I know that's necessary in certain countries because they did the same in Cuba, but I thought he would have moved. Although I'm pretty sure it is illegal if you're like born in a country that does that shit to like avoid it. I didn't know that though. I know they did it in cuz I'm Cuban or like no, I'm Canadian, but like my entire family is Cuban. And so my blood is just completely Cuban. So in Cuba it's the same shit. I think once you're 16, you have to be in the military for like 2 or 3 years. And you have to do it. Otherwise it's like illegal if you don't. And like you'll probably like face some consequences. He'll be back next month. Mr. Pokey says that 174 speed is mid. LOL. Yeah, I'm not like. This is another thing, like people with account managers are a little out of touch on is relic quality. Like they compare their own relic quality to other people's when they don't even farm the relics themselves, man. Like, you'll see like them go over someone like 166 speed and it's like could be improved, could have better speed, better action advance. It's like, oh my god, how? You'll be back for 3 weeks. I was so disappointed when he pulled E6S5 Acheron. I was hoping to see some relatable runs. Yeah. Plus, God knows how many times these CCs refresh stamina. Oh yeah, bro. See, I'm such a brokey that I didn't even remember that you could reset stamina in this game. Like I've just never even tried that ever in my life. So I completely forgot it existed. I forgot you could use Jades for that shit. Me regretting not getting Ling Sha? Yeah, Ling Sha is like, oh. Like, she's so good, man. Her and Aventurine are easily like the two, like, tier 0 sustains in this game currently. Like, those two are just, it's just not even close. The goat of preservation and the goat of abundance. Meanwhile, EO hoarding the stamina. I saw some like drama videos at some point on my recommended that I never bothered watching. But I watched like a minute of the video because apparently Pokey made like some video about it. And it was like EO didn't max his traces. And because of that, it cost him like thousands of dollars in some like Honkai Star Rail tourney. I got Ling Shot E1. She's amazing. Yeah. I'm so mad I wasn't able to get her E1, man. I really wanted it. It's so broken. EO with all that stamina just not to max his traces. Ho-Ho still better in Universal? Eh. I just don't agree. Like, what does an E0 Ho-Ho do at all that's better than Ling Sha? Like, aside from the attack buff from her ult. Like, resist CC, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's just nothing here that benefits anyone on the team. It's almost all her, except for the ult. ER? Yeah, but it's just like such a low amount. And like almost every single top DPS in the game currently isn't reliant on ER at all. Like Break, Firefly can usually get her E like instantly or like her ult back. Acheron uses like a special thing that doesn't use energy. Fei Xiao's the exact same way. Like I feel like Huo is just kind of like falling off now that a lot of like DPSs aren't actually using energy. And then you have Ling Sha who can like actually break and do like some really decent damage. And she also doesn't have to use a skill point for her heals, which I think is something like a lot of people underestimate. Like all that needs to happen is Fu Yuan needs to take a turn, and it instantly heals your entire team. And I think Ling Sha also has like some type of trace where if like a teammate becomes like under 30% HP, Fu Yuan will automatically action advance. Needs to skill to keep Fu Yuan up? Yeah, but she's still like you don't need to skill that often is the thing though. Like you probably have to skill like every 2 or 3 turns of hers. Drama would have never happened if EO just said my bad I threw. Why did EO say something back or something? Is that why there was drama about it? He didn't like admit it. I only pull for deep 3.0 will probably change that. Maybe. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't complain. If Huo ends up being like really good for a Glea or some shit, I will gladly put her on that fucking team. Gladly. Because currently my Huo's stuck in a fucking dot premium team. Like that is not the best place to be stuck in. Bro, that emergency follow-up from her passive is just broken. Yeah, it's really, really useful. Please, Hoyo, spoil me this once. Give me Acheron and Aventurine simultaneously, and my life is yours. Wowo's meta team is Yun Li, yeah. Wowo on a Yun Li team is pretty strong. I mean, I, I'm not gonna lie. Wowo kind of reminds me of Sparkle. Like they're really good for the old DPSs, but like all the new meta teams, they kind of like fall out of. Like it's a very similar to like a Sparkle situation, except Sparkle's like a way newer character, so it's actually more disappointing for her. Thanks for the stream, Gabby. Have to leave now due to choirs. See you later, Mash. Thanks for stopping by, man. It was nice having you here. I'm gonna end stream soon. I'm sure you guys have heard a few voice cracks at this point. It's because I haven't been drinking anything this entire stream, and I'm in like an extreme introvert, so I almost never talk. So my throat isn't used to this, and it's currently dying as I speak. What was more universal but Linkshot superior in her niche? I know, but it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, there's just something about Ling Sha that I feel like is just way more comfortable than Huo Huo. Like, she's more skill point friendly. Fu Yuan honestly heals you way more often. She can also do more damage just in general because of Fu Yuan. Even if she doesn't break, it still adds up to like tens of thousands. But I can see like Huo Huo's attack buff in ER. Like it really, really does make her universal, I agree. I mean, outside of the new teams, like any of the new meta teams, she's not exactly universal. Because she doesn't really fit in those, but... Yeah, like you can also put... I'm pretty sure I've seen Ling Sha on an Acheron team before. And it's actually like done decent against Fire Weak enemies. Gallagher's currently carrying my Acheron Platoon Agility supports team. Yeah. Gallagher is just wow. I mean, you just know, I'm not gonna lie, I know Hoyo's pissed. I know they're pissed they made Gallagher a 4-star. Because he has a 5-star kit, like, very easily. Like, I just know they regret making him a 4-star. It's like, oh, fuck, he ended up being this good? We could have made him a 5-star and made fucking bank off it. My point is, it's not really niche. She's good on Fua, good on break. That's like half the good teams at the moment. Yeah. True, the fact you could skip Ling Shaw even though she's better. Gallagher is good enough. Yeah. I do think though there was some massive cope with Ling Shaw's release from Gallagher like lovers. Like I'd go on Twitter and there would be so much misinformation like, oh, 5% better than Gallagher, a complete skip. Like, oh my god, man. 5% better than Gallagher. Truly calculation of all time. Classic Doom posting, yeah. Like Black Swan, 10% better than Sampo. Like it never fucking ages well, man. It never does. Just used Ling Shaw to clear Apocalyptic Shadow and she was carrying me doing 800k on follow-ups. Yeah, I'm saying. Like, she can really pop off. Gallagher's ult is such an emergency button. Recover 2 skill points and heal the whole team. Wait, he does that? What? Does Gallagher recover? Oh, you're talking about the basics. I'm so stupid. But yeah, you're right. It is really, really nice. For a second, I thought he actually like had some Eidolon that made him instantly like regain 2 skill points. Because I haven't used Gallagher in the slightest. Actually, no. I think I used him once to 0 cycle with my Facial. But that was it. It's going to end up the same way a few. Yeah. Linkshaw's wildly better than Gallagher in person. Don't know. Well, yeah, she's better. It's just that Gallagher is good enough. So, like, for a lot of people, that's enough to justify skipping Linkshaw. But I feel like Lingshaw on literally, like, any of the break TPS's teams or a follow-up team is just so fucking good. I got into a long argument with some Gallagher copers. Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm not surprised. Like, there's going to be copers for these games no matter what. Though I'm going to be honest, most of the people pushing the Gallagher propaganda were unironically Acheron fans. Because they wanted to believe that, like, Ling Shaw wouldn't be that good. So they were just like Gallagher, you know, only 5% better than Gallagher. Don't pull Ling Shaw. Barely makes a difference on the Firefly team, meaning Acheron's still the number 1 DPS in the game. Ha ha ha. Like, that's basically what most of it was. Should Gallagher have a break rope or ERR? Unfortunately, I cannot answer. Please, someone who's educated in the chat, say it. I don't have a super break like team on this account, so I haven't used Gallagher at all. So I just have no clue like what the proper build for him even is. Energy regen on Gallagher always? Well, there you go. I mean, doesn't Gallagher... Yeah, probably. Because I believe Gallagher, like, he does scale off of break effect a bit. But it should, like, stop. Like, there should be a cap to it, I think. Let me see. Oh, wait, there isn't a cap. Oh, wait, no, there is a cap. Yeah, right here. Increase this unit's outgoing healing by amount equal to 50% of break effect. And then it caps at 75%. So, yeah, the one thing that uses break effect in, like, his kit, like, it has a cap to it. Need to improve my pure fiction and ice DPS? Good luck. I guess Herda, Aglaya, or both for me. Yeah, I'm really interested to see Aglaya leaks. Like, I'm really, really interested. Because we haven't had an ice character in so long. And, like, Hoyo has stepped up their animation game by, like, miles. So, like, you just have to imagine that they'll go crazy for the new ice character and their animations. So, I really, like, really want to see the leaks for it already. But we're, like, a month away. Even with that, he takes 4 turns without using skills to charge ult. Imagine without ER rope. Yeah, it's incredibly broken. Honestly, just skip Sunday. He's only 10% better than Bronya. True, true. Only 10% better than Bronya. Complete garbage, guys. Just skip Sunday, man. He's completely useless. Why would you use Sunday when you have Bronya? Like, what the fuck? I skipped Sunday only because I need power now, not later. Also low on resources. I mean, the thing is that Aglaya is likely a summon DPS. So, like, if you were to pull for Sunday, you'd have a DPS to run with him, like, right afterwards. Which is pretty good timing. But I completely understand because that is an extra patch. Like, if you were to go for the Super Break team, you can instantly get it by 2.7. Our last ice character was Misha on 2.0 and no one uses him? Yeah. And especially, like, Ice Limited is the rarest in the game with only 2 characters. And we haven't had one since, I believe, I think Ruan Mei came after Jingliu. So yeah, Ruan Mei. But yeah, the only 2 Ice Limiteds in the game is Ruan Mei and Jingliu. Meanwhile, for Fire, we've gotten Firefly, Zhao Q, Ling Sha, and Fugue. That's 4 fire characters since Penacony versus 0 ice. Oh my god. Only people with Lightning Lord are pulling Sunday, or else Bronya and Sparkle will suffice. True, true. Shirley, Pela, Harmony EMC, Gallagher is basically as good as the premium break team. Surely. Same unless fake characters confirmed to be summoned. That could be possible with Gilgamesh. I could see it's possible with Gilgamesh, but I don't think like every fake character will be that like that. I'm gonna do 30 summons on Sunday. If I get him, I get him. I don't need him right now. Yeah, that's another thing that you guys need to keep in mind. Like, if they keep doing these triple rerun banners, Sunday will likely rerun within like 2 or 3 patches after his initial release. Like, Sparkle reran after 3 patches, Robin reran after 3 patches. Like, I just wouldn't be surprised if Sunday also reran pretty like that fast. Sunday rerunning between 3.2 3.5? Yeah, exactly. Funny thing about Lightning Lord is he was supposed to be as fast as Lightning, but it's the slowest thing in the game. Yeah, that's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. Pretty ironic. I'm tweaking after I tried getting Acheron and Aventurine. Oh, right. Because you're going for them on the second phase of this patch. am honestly planning to skip Sunday and pull only Fugue for a Zhaoq rerun. I could see that for sure. I just really hope they fix Fugue. Like, I was hyping her up so much. Like, you guys don't understand. I had so much faith in Hoyo to make Fugue, like, so broken. Like, I saw the kit leaks, defense shred, weakness break efficiency increase, super break, same element as Firefly. I was going crazy. And then the leaks came out, and oh my god. Like, I've never been more disappointed ever in my life. Could pull Sunday, so I won't have any problems pulling 3.0 DPSs with their light cones. Yeah, it's all just, do you pull Sunday earlier and run like a 3.0 DPS team earlier, or do you like get Sunday further down the line so that you can be more confident when the new characters actually have like everything released? I think that's just what it comes down to. Or if you just want to prioritize your current like break team more, which is completely understandable. Acheron, Firefly, Ruan May, and Fei Xiao is enough already for the whole HSR. They covered lots of types of enemies. Yeah, but what people are afraid of is enemy power creep, which is honestly like valid in my opinion. Like enemies do get a lot stronger, and especially when we're hitting like a 3.x patch, like the enemies are gonna have to scale to the strength of the new characters. So like the stronger new characters gets, the stronger enemies and endgame gets. That's what like so many people are worried about. And that's why like power creep is always such a big topic. But in HSR it's like the biggest topic. Like in Genshin you can easily clear everything with like OG characters. But in HSR like it's not the same. It's crazy. Fugue basically doubles Boot Hill's damage, but doesn't really do much for Firefly. Yeah, Firefly just doesn't usually, like in most situations, break two of like the exo toughness and the original toughness bar like instantly. Like it's just way too uncommon and unlikely. Well, because of Boot Hill's crazy weakness break efficiency from being Hunt, it's a completely different story. He's able to do way more damage. If power creep happens, people complain. If it doesn't, people still complain. I see where you're coming from, but I do think the reason is because people think it's imminent. So, like, if a new character isn't better than the previous one, they'll just skip and be like, why would I ever pull on this? Because I know a character in the future is going to be way stronger. But if they thought that there would never be power creep, I think it would be a different story. The thing is that people know power creep is coming, so then they want power creep characters so that they can pull on them. I think it's kind of like the issue, if that makes sense. It's 5 in the fucking morning, man. What am I doing? Aren't leakers saying that there won't be any Harmony units? I truly don't know. I haven't seen any like leaks or anything like that outside of just gameplay videos for Fugue and Sunday. Should buff Blade instead. He's worse than Jing Yuan in any patch. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've been hating on Jing Yuan a lot, but Blade is probably worse than Jing Yuan. Like, Blade is a pretty big lost cause. I'm not gonna. Like they just gave someone like the HP drain mechanic as a DPS and then just forgot about it. Just never implemented it in the game ever again. Like Blade got hoed so bad. Yeah, it's what's happening to Rappa. Everyone's doom posting her because she's not fire. Yeah, exactly. Like she's perfectly like fine for clearing all the endgame content currently, but people are just afraid of the future. Like, oh, what if there isn't imaginary and fire weak enemies? Well, then her performance is just gonna fall off massively. So it's like, it's always in the back of people's minds of, sure, this character might be cool and all that, but like, are they gonna be future proof and able to like carry my account for a long time? Because if not, I'm not gonna pull for it. Which honestly is completely fine mindset to have. Because especially if you're a free to play, you really need to be stingy with your pulls and who you're pulling for. Like you need to make your pulls have the greatest bang for buck as possible as a free to play. People who spend money probably just don't care because they can get whatever characters they want. But like otherwise, it's just a lot more difficult. Jade was Blade's buff, to be fair. That's a good point. I did see like a lot of Blade and like Jade runs in Pure Fiction that were like very, very clean. Like Blade and Jade is very nice. But I still wouldn't even say Jade is like a dedicated Blade support. Like she's just in general a Pure Fiction support. Like I wouldn't say she was exactly tailor made for Blade. Honestly, E0S1 is enough. Then you get E1, E2 if you want to get sweaty, yeah. E1s, E2s are like, I'd say the only E1 that I'd say is like a crazy, right? Like a crazy quality of life is probably Fireflies. Like I'd say Fireflies E1 is probably like the biggest quality of life for like playing her. But like everyone else, sure, it's like a huge buff, but like there isn't any like crazy quality of life exactly. So like if you're like going all in for like a Firefly Super Break comp, and you can like afford the E1, I'd say for sure go for Firefly's E1. Spending no skill points is just so much nicer. Akron still has one shot farm and saving Tim for over in universe. In fairness, my E1 Jade goes wildly hard in MOC Apocalyptic Shadow. Oh, as in Fuwa team. Oh no, sorry. MOC and Apocalyptic Shadow in a follow up team. Yeah. Jade is like. Jade might be the most underrated limited in the entirety of the game. Like, I think she's easily the most underrated. Like, so many people skipped her because of her design being mid and the fact that she was a pure fiction unit. But then, like, she actually ended up being, like, pretty strong. They did a Gion rerun? Oh. Funny because in Genshin, the HP scalers are almost better than the attack. But in the HSR, the HP scalers are bad. I mean, the issue is that, like, they only made one HP scaler with zero supports, is, like, the biggest issue. So, like, it's like, oh, let's try this awesome new mechanic on a new DPS that surely will make more characters for in the future. And then they just left him in the dust. It's like, oh, damn. I think it's because MOC is harder than pure fiction. Oh, yeah, for sure. That's why like there's leaks of pure fiction. Like it seems like Hoyo's trying to make pure fiction like way harder and more difficult because everyone takes pure fiction units as a joke, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like it makes sense. If you have like a Himiko and Herta, you're almost just never gonna struggle in pure fiction. Same if you have like an Acheron or whatever, like they can still at least hit like 30k, and then your other team can usually hit the other 30 to 40k. Like it's just never been necessary to pull for pure fiction units. Like I said this before and I showed it. On the second side of the current pure fiction, I max starred it with Fei Xiao solely because I had Ling Sha. Like you just don't need to go for pure fiction units in the slightest. It's the fact that they interchange the supports of each meta. I have Fua and Acheron DPS, but not their main support because I lost 50-50. Oh, that sucks. I feel your pain. I have no Zhaoq. This, I'm not gonna lie, it fucking sucks playing Acheron with no Zhaoq. She's still strong, still clears endgame content, but it would just be so much nicer if I had Zhaoq. Yeah, the full 4-star alternatives is very hard to get, and the 3-star is like 70% worse than the 4-star. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the Wuwa weapons. Oh, yeah, for sure. But I think they do that on purpose. Like, you have to think about it. The weapon banner is guaranteed, and they give you weapon banner, like, currency. So, you have to imagine that in, like, the trade-off for being able to get limited weapons way easier, they just made 4-star weapons that much more ass to make the limited weapons more enticing. So like they took a different approach to it. Like there's a lot of 4-star light cones in HSR that are like damn near limited light cone value. Like if you have them at like high superimposition. But in Wuwa it's completely different. Yeah, man, let Wuwa be a little greedy just this once, yeah. It's understandable considering how easy it is to get limited weapons in Wuwa. In fairness, is no Zhaoq Acheron any worse than no Robin Fua or no Ruan May Break? The thing is, although I get where you're coming from, Acheron, like, it's like a massive fall off, right? Like, at least with Fei Xiao, you can run like a full free to play team, like, Mose and, what's it called? Like, Mose and March 7th. Like, that team will maybe take like one cycle more, right? But like an Acheron team without Zhaoq will take like significantly more cycles more. Unless you have like incredibly high like relic investment. Like also like if you run a Firefly Super Break team without Ruan Mei, you can still also clear like damn near like probably one cycle less I'd say. One cycle, maybe two cycles less with a Pela. But like Zhao Q is just it's not even just the fact that he makes her get her ultimate like damn near twice as fast, but also the vulnerability. The vulnerability stacks like absolutely crazy. So you're losing out on both getting the ult like twice as fast and massive amounts of damage because you don't have Zhao Q. Like I get what you're saying though, for sure. The same applies to the other two. It just doesn't apply to the same extent as Acheron without Zhaoq though, in my opinion. Zhaoq design is mid. What was Hoyo thinking with his design? I honestly don't know. Like Jade and Zhaoq is just like a crazy series of patches, man. Everyone was calling every new limited character an NPC. Zero cycles, the Paradise Blade will never reach. At E0, yeah, I have seen some E6S5 blade clears, but that is at E6S5, so. Lingshaw and Zhao are NPC mid-design, with Lingshaw being the better one. Yeah. I have E2 Acheron, and not having Zhao made my break and Fua team just as fast as her. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's kind of the big issue. And then, like, you need to understand, like, Acheron's a lot more reliant on her light cone, too. So, like, it's not only Zhao, but also if you don't have her light cone, once again, you're getting your stacks and your ult just way, way slower. Like, there's a lot that you have to put into an Acheron team to really make it, like, super, super, like, better than every other one. Saw fan art of Zhao and it was miles better than the official. I'm not surprised, man. A lot of people go crazy for fan arts in, like, these gacha communities. Like, I wish I could draw art like that. If they swapped Mo's and Zhao design, I feel like a lot more people would have pulled him. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably not the only one. I saw a lot of people saying the same when, like, Mo's got, like, leaked. He looked 5-star worthy. Like, damn near 5-star worthy. From, like, his splash art when he got, like, leaked on, the thing. And, like, I don't blame people, bro. This is, like, one of the sickest 4-stars in the entirety of the game. Like, it's really hard to beat this. Like, he looks better than Yang Qing. He deadass looks way better than Yang Qing. It sucks what happened to him, though. He lost his sight forever for a story quest. That was tragic. Yeah. Poor man. People calling him Wise and Kalis 2.0. Kalis in the hood. Okay, guys. I see it, though. It does make sense. Because Wise has that same color hair. Yeah, it does make sense. It does look like Wise, I'm not gonna lie. Mr. 10 cycle blade sustainless gonna be doing that massive 10k damage with the heart. Oh my god, that reminds me. I'm pretty sure recently I saw this. Mr. Pokey made a video of him zero cycling with Blade, and everyone was flaming Blade because his E6S5 Ling Sha was doing like 800k follow ups, 600k breaks, and the Blade would do like a follow up for like 140 fucking k. And he just put it like Blade zero cycle. If you're struggling with Blade, you're just fucking dog shit. While his Ling Sha is doing all the work. Blade is so funny, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's fucking hilarious. When a healer does more damage than a damage dealer, yeah. Ling Sha is just really something else. Super Blade. Exactly. Blade needs a rework like OG Zhongli. They'll never rework. The only reason they reworked OG Zhongli was because the Chinese community was fucking pissed that he was ass. Like, they'll only ever listen to the CN community. That shit is never happening for Blade, unfortunately. Lenny by day, Blade by night. They reworked my Argenti voice lines. Did they remove another voice actor? They be changing voice actors like no fucking tomorrow, man. I don't know what's going on, but lately, yeah, I see some new voice actor drama like every 2 fucking weeks, probably. Yeah, I miss his old VA. Argenti is for sure one of the most unique characters in the game. I'm not gonna lie, pretty underrated in like design and shit. I honestly find him like fucking hilarious. He's like a gag character practically. It's really nice seeing him. Only every 2 weeks? Yeah. Throwing a number out there, you know. Whoa, whoa sounds different too. Oh, they changed her voice lines too? Damn. I saw that like the Moe's VA was getting shit because apparently like he was accused of like having a like a bad past. I don't know if it's like actually real or not though. Like, but this guy was also in some drama as well. True Argenti all at marketing on CN with a rose with his name just to make him mid. People ain't sleeping enough on Blade. I mean, once again, Blade is just the aura man of Honkai Star Rail. Like, he's practically Toshiro Hitsugaya. Yeah, like, you know, like Toshiro Hitsugaya on Bleach. Like that's kind of what Blade is in HSR. Like he looks cool. He's badass. Everyone roots for him, but like he's just losing in every fucking aspect. Like he's just really known for his aura, and that's it. Yeah, the Moe's VA quit. I think Argenti is cool, but he ain't better. Yeah. Or top. So maybe when pure fiction is much harder, yeah. I wonder if Sunday and like Argenti would be like a really good combo for pure fiction. He's literally King from One Punch Man. I wouldn't go that far. That's a little disrespectful. Himiko would benefit greatly from feud. Um, yeah, actually, yeah, probably. Even losing lore wise, bro just wants to pass away and get bullied by Jingliu. Oh, you know, I think Blade. Ooh, like Captain Kid from One Piece. I think that's a beautiful like comparison. Like it's not that he's weak, it's just that he constantly goes up against super strong people and always loses. And then like overall, he's just ass compared to like the top tiers. I think that's the best comparison from the like Kid in One Piece. Any thoughts on Herda? If you heard something about her? Nope. I haven't heard anything about her. I saw some people speculating about like her real form because like I think it was like in an event or some shit. Maybe it's here. I don't know. Yeah, it had her like sitting on a chair here, and people were like, going crazy about like when Turda coming out. Oh, her real form. So Blade is Yang Ching in the story? Yeah, practically. Except he actually looks cool and has aura, unlike Yang Ching. Would Blade be the weakest link in the Stellaron Hunters? Probably currently. Probably. I think Firefly is like incredibly broken. Cause she like destroyed a planet instantly. After like when she finally like resolved herself to like be herself, like she instantly fucking destroyed a planet. So I think she might be the most broken probably currently. I saw people say she uses grit, Herda. Uh, have you seen Sunday's whole kit? No. I've seen some gameplays of him with like a mid on, but I haven't like specifically looked at his kit. Like I've only really read Fugue's kit because I'm like actually interested in her, but I like fully plan on skipping Sunday, so I haven't looked at his kit in the slightest. That's why you've seen like I made Fugue kit leak videos, but not any Sunday ones, because I only talk about the characters I'm interested in. Blade being a counterattack boss would, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Blade would be a pretty sick like boss design. Blade is the human shield of the Stellaron Hunters. Alright guys, I'm gonna end stream here. It's 5 in the morning. I should have slept like an hour or two ago. But for some reason I decided I want to stream. So I streamed. I appreciate all of you stopping by. I'm gonna go get some sleep now. I'm gonna drink something before I go to sleep. Probably a glass of milk because man, my throat is completely just dry and died out. But yeah, hope you all have a good day. Hope you all have a good night. And peace. Thank you all for all stopping